Going up. Okie dokie. All right. So you guys are in the middle of a heist. That's all you need to know. No. Did we come up with a group name for you all? I don't remember. Did you guys come up with anything? Oh yeah. what was it? I remember it was like silly.
I can't remember the thing that I said.
I know. What were you guys?
I think we were just
Well, it was an acronym, right?
like
That
stood for something. Yeah.
Yeah. I have see the tax collector written down. SAS. Were you guys SAS? Sis? I have SAS written down. Did you already run away, Riley? Because I feel like you're the one that came up with it.
Well, it's the noise cancellation that keeps me from being able to do it.
Do you guys remember what the acronym stood for, though? I feel like it stood for something.
The names.
Oh, it's for... Yeah, there's a name for that. And I was like, oh, I learned a new thing. When it's like the letters of the name. Not acronym.
Yeah, acronym is when you can pronounce it as if it were its own thing. Initialism is when you have to...
Initialism. Yeah. I remember you used that word last time, and I was like, ooh, that's a new one. Initialism. Yeah, so it's just your characters' names, right?
Yep.
So now we got to figure out how to get
Saphir and Harris.
So now you got to figure out how to get a J and K into that. Sask. Sashter. So you created your characters and got introduced to the hook and the overarching, which is you were approached as an established crew who has done heist-like nefarious things in the past. We concluded you stole and counterfeited, sold the Lona Misa, I believe it was. And that caught
we made a counterfeit bill of sale selling the Lona Misa to our customer, shall we say. Presented the bill of sale to him, who promptly went to the police and said, hey, this dude's trying to skip out on his end of the bargain. He's technically now got stolen property that belongs to me.
So that caught the attention of that kind of nuance of an organization called the Golden Vault. You all helped me to design the NPC, and you were calling him... Viscount, I believe is what Riley you were calling him. So
Viscount.
Yep. So he made contact with you all. Yeah. Name just keeps getting shorter and shorter.
Or Vi.
So V made contact with you all and presented a job to you all. Well, before that, we got into some fun RP at a bar, your dive bar that you guys hung out with all the other nefarious types in the city of Neverwinter, and a food stall guy who keeps getting denied a permit because essentially it seems that he keeps creating food businesses and keeps selling rotten food and getting shut down. So he keeps getting a permit denied. Hired you all to help him get a permit. And either through forgery or breaking in and whatnot. But before you guys could get into that, the V showed up with the contact with the Golden Vault and presented a opportunity to you all to work for the organization. They're like, we're kind of good. We're kind of Robin Hoody. You know, we try not to be evil. We like to try to steal bad things or help those in need. but gold's nice, and we like to make gold. So pretty much you guys are on a trial run with each other, see if the partnership works out. But they wanted you to go to Revel's End in the far north to Revel's End, the prison, a legendary prison, and make contact with Prisoner 13 because the Axebreaker clan, a dwarvish clan, had all of their fortune stolen and locked away in a vault. And they found the vault, but they cannot find the key. And the person who stole it all and locked it up and either has or knows where the key is Prisoner 13. So V is hiring you on behalf of the Axebreakers, who has hired the Golden Vault, to go into Revel's End, make contact with Prisoner 13, and do what you need to do to get the key, or the location of the key. The Golden Vault starts showing their usefulness, especially with setup of a heist like this, where V was able to share a lot of good information. Reminder that you all have maps in your brains now, that you can see the whole layout of Revel's End, and that you can 1 minute at a time unlock doors or trap doors all throughout Revel's End, as there's arcane locks on everything, so you have to be very careful with doors. But yeah, you can like literally press a button. The yellow lines on the map again represents the patrol lines. Every time you walk through there, I roll a die just so we can understand the mechanic. You're at suspicion level 1, which is the lowest. So the DC for almost everything you attempt to do is 10. But if you get caught doing something and you can't either talk your way out, or it's just so far-fetched that no check is even involved, suspicion level goes up, right? And the DC goes up by 2 and keeps going higher and higher and higher. Part of the setup too was that they were going... Cooks and guards rotate every, was it 2 or 6 weeks or something like that? But the point being that the Golden Vault arranged for you all to be either cooks or guards on the next rotation. And on a little ship going in, you all chose to be cooks and then stored equipment on the ship with your equipment in the stuff like bottles of wine, had a bunch of potions in it. So you did that. And were able to sneak your way in, bluff your way in, distract your way in without anything being caught or found, and made it into the kitchen where you met Chef Tiny, a inflated ego of a chef who has a little cookbook. Riley's character, the tax collector, I believe it was you, was doing a really good job of flattering his ego, getting on his good side. So one of you guys rolled like a nat 20 on bread, I think. And it was really impressed him on how well you cook bread. Maybe it's even boiling water. I don't remember. It was not true.
It was oats.
Oatmeal. Yeah, porridge, right? You were able to like make the best like bland porridge ever. Oatmeal. You all started planting seeds. The 2 seeds I remember was Jeff's character Saphir, smooth talking a guard, with a little bit of the seduction play. Hey, I'll bring you a bottle of wine. Maybe we can meet up later. And that went really well with good rolls. And then the tax collector was talking up the chef, knowing that the chef goes up the tower to the warden's office to deliver the food personally. And you talked your way into either assisting or doing that yourself. Let's look at the map one more time, just as a friendly reminder, and JPD, so you understand what's going on. The big portion of the map, there's a big giant base to the tower, and the middle, that's a hexagon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that hexagon? This little middle part. So I think it's a hexagon. There's a central tower rising up from the big base and goes up, and the 3 different levels, and that's where the guards barracks is, and then there's the warden's offices and a council chamber up top, and then the roof. But everything, you should be able to see everything listed and marked on your maps, even with the vision there. You do know where Prisoner 13 is in central area, and you know that central area has surveillance. That's where there's a control board in there. Anything else worth mentioning from last time that I forgetting?
And we work in shifts in the kitchen.
Yeah, you work in shift. your shift just ended, right? Until the next morning, essentially. I'll be fair. I wasn't being very good and clear on that. So I'm going to go ahead and solidify that. It's 2 shifts of 12 hours each. And your 12-hour shift is ending. And then you'll have 12 hours off. Okay. I was confusing myself, so I needed to solidify how the rotations work. So there's technically 2 sets of cooks.
Is there anybody else in the set with us? Or are we like the whole set other than head
No,
chef?
you guys will be your only set. Yep. So that one cook who showed you around, he would be waking up to do the next shift in the
Okay.
morning. I guess. How does that work? So you just finished the midnight, so they're waking up going till noon, and then you guys pretty much have midnight to noon to do whatever you want, right? Within reason.
Hmm.
Okay, let me get some lurking music going, and then we'll open up into it. Again, I know you guys were picking up on it, but this is very much player driven. There's not really a path that I can lay out for you to do, so it's up to you guys to kind of execute on your plans. Ask me if we can move scenes forward or not, if you feel like there's nothing for you to do in a moment. So you just kind of tell me how you want to go. Sorry, my brain. So JP, let's talk about how we get your character in. I gave you some different ideas and such. Anything jump out to you now that you're done with character creation? Should we talk about it? Can we tell you?
I mean, it can really just, I guess I can be like. You say an option was to be like another cook on another shift, but I was ahead of you guys, or maybe I just came in after you guys, or something like that.
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways we could take it. The easiest, not to say the easiest is breaking, for narrative purposes, is that you were a Golden Vault member also, who was sent ahead and was waiting for backup, but they didn't tell them. Or if we want, we can take a moment and pull you into being a part of the crew, and you got sent ahead by the crew, or are just catching up with the crew as a last minute shift. So it's kind of up to you all and you, JP, how you want to do that. One comes in with a certain level of them and you're comfortable with them. The other is feeling them out and are they good at the job, however you want to play it. So it's kind of what you're up for with your RP and stuff.
Guys, what do you want? I'm fine going the easier route.
Another option would be for you to come in as like a guard, but that would be kind of hard to like roleplay, maybe.
Yeah, you could. It would be. Well, you talking about like an actual guard that has nothing to do with the heist, or
no? He's an infiltrator who came
an
in
operative
as
a guard.
Yeah.
I mean that's fair. That could open up some options for you guys. What kind of class are you playing?
I don't know. Wood Elf Monk.
Yeah, so Monk as a guard actually probably would not have played out. There were equipment limitations, right? You had to wear armor, stuff like that. I mean, you could be a guard, but you're literally like, you won't have the physique to be a guard because of the heavy armor and the equipment they're going to wear. So you'd be like doing everything at disadvantage, slowing down and such.
Yeah.
So I think it would make sense of you being a cook.
Just whatever's easier where I don't I don't want to hijack any of the RP or make it about like me trying to figure the guys out. Like I'd rather it just be kind of seamless. Maybe I was sent after or before. I don't have a lot of extra information on what you guys have.
And as I kind of said before in our text, one of the things I was thinking is like Congenity can be showing up now late for your crew, right? You guys been, where's Con at? I don't know. He's probably on a bender, or he got locked up and you guys were just waiting for him to catch up. Like he knows where we're going, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah. I'm just late to the party.
Yep. So I do like the idea. Maybe that you stashed away on and some of the equipment on the ship without them knowing it. Do you want to tell us why you were stashed away and not up to par? Was it a bender? Were you lost? Were you just trying to be extra sneaky and cautious and you like surprising people? Do you want to give us a reason for your character to do that?
I think a bender, you know,
A drunken
and
monk is an actual class, so
someone was singing me happy birthday from a birthday cake, so you know, I had to.
wait, say that again?
You know, there was someone, a celebrity, who was busy singing me happy birthday coming out of a birthday cake.
Okay.
It's a normal
All right,
thing that happens.
I'm up to par now. I got it. I got the reference. I'm with you.
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe. Got you.
Mr. President. Yeah.
So does Con Genedy live a kind of a lavish lifestyle and spend all
lavish,
between heists? He like just spends it all, and then he's got to make money again.
Yeah, blows his money, paycheck to paycheck kind of thing.
I just love the idea of your character like in a strip club, in a brothel or whatever, and it's like, I have very specific needs. So I need you to build the biggest cake you've ever seen, and it's my freaking birthday, and I want her coming out of a cake. And I'm like, all right, man. What if you got the gold and the platinum? We'll do whatever you want. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
And sir, what are you the president of? I'm asking you, JP, in character.
He just likes to think he's president.
But it's up to
People
you.
even know what a president is.
I'm giving you room to feel out your
sorry, you want me to
character.
call you what?
Yeah, it's like president of what? President of an organization, a guild, guild master.
Gee, man, I haven't
President
thought
of the
any
cake
this.
baking of the president of the baking association. You have a thing about cakes.
I'm the president of cakes. I like cakes.
We
Shut up. Sit down.
oh yes, sir. We adhere to all different kinds of tastes here. The Blushing Mermaid, because I know that one.
Just have us sing me happy birthday. Thank you.
Very well. And someone's like, is it really his birthday? And I'm like, no, this is about the third time this year he's been here. It's not his birthday. All right. So so after that, after your Con, I love that you're doing Con too, unintentionally. After Con has done his little bender and spent all of his money on cake whores, is then gotten himself, like, you guys leave notes and stuff for him, but he did manage to make it on the ship and drink off a little bender. So you're like, who has the highest passive perception right now?
I have a passive perception of 12.
12.
Same here.
All right. I think Shelf has a 10, I'm seeing. So between...
Yep.
And just because I want to make this a trope now for your characters, JP, because I think one of your characters, when I killed 3 of them, came out of a barrel in the middle of the fight. You guys hear like some snoring coming out of a barrel in the storage of the kitchen. If you're okay with that, JP, obviously.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
reins
yeah.
of the narrative as much as you want. Yeah, so Tax Collector and Saphir, you guys hear some familiar snoring coming out of a barrel.
It's the ex-president.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder where he's been hiding.
I am the president.
Is
Call me Mr. President.
Where are we? Are we
Bring me happy
storage
birthday.
room?
I think you guys are in, like, it's wherever you want to be, right? Where it's kind of fluid right now. Your shift has ended, so you can be moving around, catching up. But in my brain, you were in the storage of the kitchen, which is, if you can see the ping.
Cool. If there's nobody around, I'm gonna disguise myself as Marilyn Monroe, or who I think he's talking about.
Okay.
And
All right. Yeah.
That's
You,
not
wake him
what
up.
I can do for you.
yeah. You make, you know his,
That's
you know
what
his,
you can do for me.
you know his trope. So you, or his, trope's not the right word.
His
Kink.
go-to.
Sorry.
His
Kink is the word.
Proclivities.
Yeah.
proclivities. There you go.
All right.
Baby, wake up.
Ask not what I can do for you.
Con, you're in your barrel.
Ask what
You hear wake up, and you look up at the, as you wake up from your little bender, and you see Marilyn Monroe looking down at you.
Ha! Oh, baby. You know what I like. Oh, what?
You're here.
Oh, shit. Where am I?
Yeah,
Am I where I'm supposed to be?
I think you stealing some papers or something.
I did not steal any papers. Get me out of this barrel.
And what race? And you want to tell us what your character looks like?
Oh God. I'm an elf.
Oh, Cobalt Soul Monk actually is kind of
face.
appropriate because I think they get like proficiency in like investigation and stuff.
Yeah. Square face. One of my eyes are a little offset and kind of go to the left.
Yeah.
I think I'm a much more attractive person than I actually am. I don't know. I have a lot of family, sons and cousins, all with the last name Jennedy.
I like to imagine that you're you notice something over the years that the more money you have, the more attractive you are, and then for some reason, it just seems like your attractiveness goes down whenever you don't have as much money, and so you go through this vicious
Right.
cycle of being attractive and not attractive, and you don't understand.
I am an attractive man. Just be very literal. Okay. I think you should get me out of this barrel. I need some help.
I'll lean in like I'm gonna kiss him,
Show me that bosom.
and I'll slap him in the face and drop the illusion.
If you're allowed do you want him to roll the hit, Con, or do you want to
No.
No.
Just play
Yep.
out. Yeah.
whack?
Not doing damage.
And you see
Wake up, you.
Oh, you bastard!
We've been working and working and working. Had to pick up the slack for you.
That's not what your president can do for you.
This place is a literal fortress.
That's
gotta
what you
figure out
can
what the
do for
hell's
your
going on.
president. Where's Shelf? I need to speak to him.
He's just over there.
All right. As I'm shimming out of the barrel just falls over. Whatever's in the barrel is just falling all over me.
for some reason, a bunch of frosting. Which is like
This is
kinda
cum.
gross in there.
God damn it, Butters. All right. So I get up. Is it just the two crooks in here, or did everyone just see me fall out and they're like, "Who? What the fuck's going
No,
on?"
it's. I'm letting you guys dictate the scene right now. You're in storage, and it's as many of you. In my opinion, you're all collectively getting your friend out of a barrel.
Okay.
But Justin and Riley, you guys speak up. He hasn't really said what your characters are doing, so I'm just assuming you're in there.
I'd like to think that I hear the barrel falling over, and I'm just like, "But Sophia, what are you doing in there?" Open the door. Okay then.
What's your character's name, Riley?
Harris, the tax collector.
Oh, you're the tax. Wait, which room am I in? Am I in this room?
Technically, you're in this room. This is like the dry storage.
Okay. So I'm in here. Oh, over here.
Oh yeah, we need to get you a token. Dope. You can either find one, or I can just. I'm sure I have a elf token somewhere. Or
yeah, just throw one in there. It's fine.
Oh, I know who I wanted to use for this because of a description you gave. Continue. Sorry, I'll work on it.
No, that's fine. Originally, I was gonna do the world's greatest detective. And he told me Justin was doing Richard Nixon. I was like, all right. No. Okay. I need to speak to Shelf. I need to speak to him immediately.
Yo, weird accent people, man. Don't sound like you're from Neverwinter.
I suppose I can go fetch Shelf for you. Just, clean yourself off. As I, toss him a rag.
I guess Shelf is still finishing up like the last bit of his shift in the kitchen.
Unintentionally getting the oatmeal just right. Also, because I like him to make cameos, and you have cockeyed. Your token's gonna be Rico. Are you okay with that, JP, or do you want something more serious?
Oh, yeah, that's you're right. The one eye that's just kind of going off a little bit.
Yeah, so you're in that room there. Yep. Shelf, you hear yourself being called for, sounds like.
Shelf, there's a man in a barrel who wishes to speak with you.
He's like still going at the pots and the pans and cleaning everything up. It's like he just can't hear you.
Shelf. Knock on the shell.
You walk over and you knock on the back of his shell.
By the gods! What do you want?
There's a man in a barrel wishing to speak with you.
Above table, Riley, your character knows this character. I'm making sure you understood that.
Yeah, Con Gennady, we finally found him. He wants to speak with you.
That man will never win an election.
Ah, there he is. Shelf, you bastard. Where's my money?
I don't owe you any money.
You son of a bitch. You know you owe me money.
You can't accuse me, Khan.
It would seem that Shelf shows himself misinformed. We'll discuss this later, Shelf. For now, gentlemen, what are we to do next?
These 12-hour shifts are garbage. We need to unionize the cook hall.
Let me and Shelf take care of that.
Well, if that's the case, then I have a task to do. There's signatures on those books. Don't start copying themselves.
Have you guys found the key yet?
No, but we did see prisoner 13. Well, you were
What did he say?
sleeping the day away. Well, we couldn't talk to her. She was in the cell.
Her? Let me talk to her. I'll show her some of that Congenity's charm.
I mean, they said we could pretty much walk around, so just go try to talk to her. I don't know if we could talk through the bars or the arcane lock or whatever it was.
Yeah, so there are gaps in there. It's safe to assume that sound would carry through the cell doors. It's very much barred doors to the cells.
I believe our best opportunity would be to stage a distraction while the prisoners are in the yard.
Yep, you all do know that on good days, the prisoners are taken outside into the courtyard for fresh air in the frigid sub-zero temperature environment. And technically, prisoners, you can request to talk to a prisoner, but it's always underneath what's the word I'm looking for? Under the eye of the warden. The warden's always in attendance if there's ever a one-on-one conversation with a prisoner. Yeah, I mean, it's like you guys can tell me what you want to get to first, right? You can say, hey, can we, like Jeff, if you wanted to see where your wine shenanigans went with the guard, you could say, can we fast forward to that? We can fast forward to exercise session. We can fast forward to the next night or the next shift when the tax collector, you'll be taking hopefully food up to the wardens. You guys just kind of have to tell me how you want it to flow.
Other option, we could create a diversion and somebody could try to talk to the prisoner without being seen through the bars. I like the diversion on the exercise day or something like that. It seems like more opportunity to have some conversations without being overheard.
Especially considering the surveillance tower in the middle of the cells. If we can do this outside, then fewer people will be able to hear it.
Shelf, I have an idea. I think you and I, to create a diversion, should host a debate. We will debate on how much money you owe me.
Planning a variety
would
show
never-
for the prisoners?
What'd you say,
Trust
Jeff?
me.
That money's needed to bribe the guards.
Yes, but we can distract them with our shenanigans.
I don't know what shenanigans you're speaking of.
Trust me, everyone. They will all be distracted by this man's tomfoolery. I'll make a compelling case about how much money he owes me, and everyone will side with me. Guys, he's literally just talking shit like a bunch of dumb shit.
Shelf. I can't
5 minutes.
believe.
Say, let's do this.
Shelf. Did you take this job just to pay him back?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm getting tired of these accusations.
I think it's admirable that you're putting yourself in this much danger just to pay back a friend.
He is not my friend.
Ooh.
Don't believe him. We're best buds. We go way back. All right, gentlemen, if we won't do the debate, then what shall we do?
We could always light something on fire and see what happens.
These ruffians would probably gather around a fire like chimpanzees gathering around a fire, but I believe appealing to their more base nature might be worthwhile. An arm wrestling competition. The winner of which will get some prize. We can say double gruel for a day. And that might give us the perfect opportunity to speak to 13.
I like that idea. Make sure we can secure the extra gruel.
Or perhaps a bit of wine mixed in. You'd be surprised how effective alcohol is as a bargaining chip.
Universal
An
lubricant.
incentive.
Let's do it.
Okay. Sorry. Arm wrestling contest. We want to set up an arm wrestling contest.
Yeah.
Is this for prisoners doing an arm wrestling contest, or is this a guards and staff doing an arm wrestling contest?
I believe we should have the prisoners doing the arm wrestling on one of those days where they're outside. It'd be quite effective, and even might bring some guards in to try their hand.
So, how about this? Let's fast forward a little bit to like the next morning when you guys are talking. I'm assuming you'll talk to Chef Tiny to discuss with him the options or like what you want to do. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Because that'll be fast forwarding like 8 hours, right? Quote unquote. Enough time for him to fall asleep and wake up the next day.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think you guys had to use any abilities or anything, but you would get the benefits of a long rest if you're not doing anything else during that 8 hours. During that time, the kitchen does start to get into full swing again as the second shift comes in at midnight. So as you guys were like unpacking con and getting everything settled and doing your options, you know, the kitchen does slowly get going, getting working. But then like after 8 hours or so, you all wake up and you see Chef Tiny back in the kitchen. He's kind of moving around with the other cooks and he's overseeing rather and making sure things are getting prepared to get going for the day. I don't remember his voice exactly, so I'll just go with one of my generic voices. He's Chef Tiny. Oh, look who's here up and at 'em. You all slept in pretty late. I didn't remember how you introduced yourself to him, tax collector, but he definitely sees you. He's like, come over here. Look at the menu I prepared for the council members and for the warden. What do you think of my menu choices?
Oh, hells yeah. That looks pretty darn good, boss man, chef.
Now that I remember, you were doing a kind of southern country voice, and everything I started to do started to sound country also by extension, but I'll hold on to this for Tiny. Oh, yes. And do you think the potatoes will pair nicely with the cabbage?
Oh, absolutely. I think, this recipe of baked cabbage stuffed potatoes, that sounds downright delicious.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my personal recipes, something I've been working on for a very long time. Yeah. What are you boys going to get into for the remaining of your downtime?
Well, honestly, I think it's time for dinner and a show.
Ooh, a show. One of you like an actor or something like that. Occasionally the gods will do a play, but it's kind of shite. A lot of failed actors.
I know, I thought that the prisoners could be the show. If they got that their outside time, I was thinking we could set aside a bit of gruel, a little bit out of each bowl, make a whole nother bowl, and then say to the prisoners, hey, got an arm wrestling competition going on, whoever wins gets the bowl of gruel.
Ooh, so you want to make the prisoners contest with each other for a bit of extra gruel. I like this. You must have read chapter 2 of my book about how to really batter the spirits of prisoners. Because let's all be honest, the gruel is mundane, but if they're fighting over it, it'll show exactly how low they've come in life.
Oh yeah, yesterday's leftovers is tomorrow's shopping.
Yeah, they should use a little more calorie intake. You know what, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage there, anyway.
Persuasion with advantage. That right there got me a 22.
A 22? Honestly, Shelf, your gruel from yesterday, do you think you could make some more? You weren't able to make that go kind of far, so we have a little bit of that left over, but maybe we should keep the good gruel to the side. I actually kept a little bit for myself last night, Shelf. It was amazing. Good shit.
More porridge.
Yes, there's always more porridge. I mean, I don't want you to do it on your shift or anything like that, but some of the prisoners apparently, and one of the cooks, the one they showed around, he's like, yeah, they were kind of talking about how good the gruel was yesterday. That's the first time I've heard that in the whole time I've been here.
Personally, I don't care for the poor. Porridge.
That's the correct way to look at the prisoners. They are the poor and unfortunate that we must keep locked away. It funds all jobs now, doesn't it?
Dinner has been done, so I shall be back in a bit.
All right. So the man leading the RP is gone. So what we would like to... So what kind of contest you were thinking about out there with the prisoners? What kind of contest?
An arm wrestling contest.
Oh, arm wrestling contest. Some of them are quite strong. I would bet money on that Goliath. Prisoner 101.
Yeah, we might have to have some sort of handicap for him.
No. We can always break his legs and say he was being... Well, I mean, you talk to the guards about that. But some of them can be heavy-handed if they want to. I don't want to make this completely about guards being dicks, but some of them are, so I'll keep an eye out on them. The system is corrupt, apparently. Well, you're good lads, and you came in swinging off the bat, so you two... We'll put some gruel aside, and you go talk to the prisoners and see if you can warm them up to the idea. I don't want to pull it out there if they're not going to be doing this contest, you know. So you go talk to them and make sure they're up for it. Just tell the guards you're talking about some entertainment, and they should let you through. And they won't give you a hard time.
You think the guards are going to be okay about it?
Oh, yeah. We are bored. Out here at Riddleson, so we're always looking for different things to entertain ourselves with. There's been some investigations on some of the entertainment we've done, but you know, what happens at Revelson stays at Revelson. They have no rights to prisoners.
Maybe we can get together a secondary market on the results of this. You know what I'm talking about? The guards, throwing some coin down.
Ooh, gambling! Oh yes, we always like to gamble. Well, we've got bets. Some of them, the outside guys, they bet who's going to lose a nipple first from frostbite. It's cold out there.
Are there any go-getters amongst the guard crowd you think would be good to talk to about this?
If you're looking to do some side betting for some entertainment or arrange some entertainment, you should speak to Marcus. He usually's got his ear to the ground and has got his own little shenanigans and plans and such. But if there's money moving around, he's the one to speak to.
I'm pretty meager means, it's how I ended up here, but we get that money moving, we might all be able to take a little bit off the top.
Well, the guards like to gamble with cigars and whatever alcohol is floating around. Between you and me, I believe some of them have a little moonshine operation going on somewhere. Well, I don't know.
That's good to know. Marcus, all right. I'll go talk to him after the shift here.
Yeah.
What are we cooking?
Gruel and cabbage stuffed potatoes for the counselors, and I've got the special menu for the warden over here.
Oh, let's get to it.
Well, you're not cooking. Your shift is done. If you're gone there, for 3 hours or so before you need to work. So, go relax. Go get to rolling places. If you want to get the contest there, you need to make sure the prisoners are actually going to want to do it. So go talk to them, see if they actually want to do this contest. Because even gruel costs money, and if I'm throwing money out into the cold and there's no benefit, the warden will be breathing down my neck.
All right.
All right, so above table, Chef Tiny wants you all to talk to the prisoners to make sure they even would want to do a contest during their outside time later today when the sun is shining properly.
Cool. Go around and do it, door by door.
All right.
Anybody who's willing to talk to us anyway.
Yeah. Who wants to go door by door? You guys doing this as a crew?
I think we should do it as a crew.
I'm missing somebody's.
I have returned.
Oh no, there is 4 of you. My brain is malfunctioning. I'm like, we're missing a token. I'm like, no, there's only 4 of you. Okay. You just returned, so the contest can't happen if you can all speak to the prisoners and see if they actually want to do it. So we're transitioning to you all moving around the space or talking to the prisoners while they're in there. One of the guards will pop out, but yet as a crew at the moment, unless you tell me otherwise, you guys are moving around to speak to them and check to see if they even want to do the contest. So there's not wasted gruel. But one of the guards does step out as you guys like step into the common area. He comes out of you see like the arcane like shimmer on this door here to the north break off. He kind of steps out. Hey, what's going on here? What are y'all boys doing up in here?
Hey, may not know we're new in the kitchen here, and
I don't recognize you.
I think everybody could use a little pick me up, and we're getting together a bit of a event out in the courtyard next time it's nice out. Arm
What are you
wrestling
talking about?
contest.
A what contest?
You know arm wrestling, right?
Arm wrestling? Who's gonna be arm
Yeah.
wrestling?
Well, the prisoners, of course.
You can get the
And-
prisoners to do an arm wrestling contest in the courtyard.
Yeah, we're gonna try to.
Are you talent scouts?
And balance it. Oh, we cook, man. Just bored.
You guys have been here
sit around
brand
for
new and you're
12
already
hours.
bored. I need you to roll a persuasion or deception check. DC 10.
Where did my sheet go? Where did my sheet go?
We're not shooting.
23.
23. Man, you boys aren't gonna last long if you're already bored and you just got off the ship. But man, if you want to go around and talk to them, just don't reach through the bars.
Yeah. You can just think about us as the, entertainment director.
You sure you ain't talent scouts? I got a bit of a talent.
Huh.
Look what I can do
Yeah?
with my tongue. Like this. Now tell me that ain't the weirdest shit you've ever seen.
What's your name?
Logan.
Logan. I'll come talk to you later.
My mom always said I had a little bit of lizard folk in my blood. And that's why my tongue's like this.
That's special.
Thank you. All right. Well, don't reach your hands through the bars. Good luck. They want to do a fucking arm wrestling contest. Goes into the middle. You hear a whole bunch of voices coming out of the middle, like arm wrestling contest. All right. You guys are kind of creating an opportunity for yourself to speak to prisoner 13. Do you want me just punctuate that moment?
I was thinking if there wasn't a clear opportunity for that, I was going to try to sneak in my familiar imp.
Oh, I forgot you have a familiar.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it in and let him know. Hey.
Yeah. So you all begin
Was
moving around,
Golden-
and you start talking to all the prisoners, and hey, we're doing this contest for extra gruel or whatnot, not blah 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 blah. Someone give me a persuasion check at advantage. Someone claim it for talking to the prisoners to see if they even want to do an arm wrestling contest. Advantage because I'm assuming there would be like a help, organized help
Yeah.
here.
Probably Saphir should do it.
Okay.
Wait, I'm
That's,
sorry. What did you call him? Genity? What class is he? I don't remember. Oh, a monk.
Yeah.
Right.
15 and even better, 21.
21. Excellent. Yeah, so there's definitely been some guys or some prisoners are like, I ain't doing no fucking, yeah, fuck you. Come near me with a fucking arm, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass with it. But then there are people like, man, you know what, fuck it. I think I'm the strongest motherfucker in this place, so there's just been a mixed bag, but it seems like you got enough people that would, enough of the inmates that would be down for a little bit of entertainment themselves and seeing who the strongest motherfucker is in Revel's End. But through that, you do end up, and I'll keep up tradition and use Khan here as our vision token and move him in as Rico. So you guys are, if you want, you all are here, and as prisoner 13 is just like in her bed, feet kicked up. She's a female dwarf with a bunch of tattoos again, and she's just kind of kicked back reading something as you all kind of wander by. So this is before you've bamped the Impen, so it's up to you if you want to just do that right off the back, whatever you want to do.
Let's just see how this goes before I do that.
Okay.
We feel reasonably like we could talk to her without anybody hearing. Like we know there's surveillance, but like...
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 16.
16. You get the impression that if you speak low enough over here, the guards won't hear you. You're more going to have to worry about neighboring inmates listening in on the conversation. It is in the middle of the day, right? And morning has come, so a lot of them are awake, kind of just doing whatever it is. There's like two over in this one here that you can see. They're sitting down, they're already like playing cards. There's one guy over here, kind of sizing up Khan.
I have an idea. As we go up to prisoner 13, I would like to open the conversation with a regular, "Hey there, prisoner 13." But instead of a normal wave, I will use my thieves' cant to give a secret signal of, basically code saying, "Hey, I am Thief 2 if you understand the signal. Signal something back."
Okay. Roll a check here to like catch her attention. So like a persuasion check would be to kind of get her attention for her to take you serious at all, right?
All right.
Remember, DC right now is just 10 for everything you're doing, so it's not very.
Got a 12.
12. You step up and you hear that, or you do that. You're like, "Hey there, Prisoner 13." You're doing your hand signals. And you see her look over her book and kind of catch her eye, and then she kind of like squints and then kind of glares, and then she's like, "Hi." And then she kind of does her own signal, like, "What do you want?" Like right away.
Thus begins the thieves' cant. I will openly explain that, hey, we're doing a arm wrestling competition, yada yada yada. But because thieves' cant, is masking a lot of what you say beneath the regular speech, I'm going to use it to have the subtext of, "Hey, I kinda know a way. I kinda might have a favor to ask you, but I know that this is a two-way street. So I can secure you some benefits for staying here, and if we can work together long enough and I get in the right spot, I might be able to swing you a way out. But that's only if we can work together."
She immediately just cuts the chase. "What do you want from me?" With a, like, "I don't know you."
Right now, still in thieves' cant,
Yeah,
the arm wrestling contest is a distraction. We want you to get somebody to start a fight. That is the real entertainment we're after tonight. You don't have to be in the fight. In fact, it's probably better you'd not. But get us some real entertainment, and I'll see what I can do for you.
She roll. She kind of gets up from the table and walks over, and she's like still talking to you. My brain capacity can't do the RP of you guys talking about the arm wrestling contest and the gruel. Like, yeah, we're doing the gruel and blah 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 blah. Arm wrestling contest. She kind of steps up, and she like leans against the bars, and you just see all of these tattoos just all over her body. It's pretty badass, and she's definitely looks gritty, if that makes sense. She essentially asks, why would I do anything for you, and what are you going to do for me?
I will say in her head, we're here on Golden, what was it called? Golden what? I'm sorry.
The Golden Vaults.
We're
Is the
on-
name of the
I
organization.
think that's a bad thing to call attention to, though.
with her?
I think.
To be fair, Riley does make a point. Like, the Golden Vault's supposed to be a mysterious organization, but it's up to you if you want to divulge that information or not.
I just
I mean,
thought
not just
she was
that,
like
but-
affiliated with them.
No, I think she's stolen-
not. Yeah, she's not affiliated with the Golden
Okay,
Vault.
well then I won't. We don't know anything about her affiliations or.
You know that
She's out for herself, I think.
You do know this, that she was a part. She's a dwarf, female dwarf. She was a part of the clan and she stole all of the stuff from the clan. Supposedly, according to them, she stole everything and is most likely responsible for it being in the vault that it's in, that they don't have a key to. So the people who have hired the Golden Vaults are not on good terms with her necessarily. Does that make sense?
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, I won't do what I was going to do then. Just say. We've been sent to get you out.
She definitely startles, right? She's like leaned up against the bars and is like looking at all of you and is like having the conversation and also like flashing the thieves' cant subtlety to the tax collector. But then you do that, she kind of jumps back, startles a little bit, and then regains her composure. And you hear, "Am I able to talk back with my mind? Can you hear me?" I don't know if
I don't think I can.
Yep.
I'll say, all right, come down to the arm wrestling contest. We'll be waiting for you. Good job. Good luck.
Tax collector, you see her squint her eyes, and then you see her flash at you when there's no response mentally, that she does not want to leave.
I will just, as a passing thing, still in Thieves' Cant, use a hand signal for, 2 hand signals. First hand signal, you help me. Second hand signal, alcohol. Or you get alcohol.
She starts flashing back. I have no need for alcohol. And she asks again, and you see her get a little frustrated. It's like, what do you want from me? She's getting suspicious.
Yeah. Got some, you got some information I want, but put bluntly, I'd rather see if we can work together first. It ain't gonna be worth it if either of us are expecting a dagger in the back.
Sorry, say what you just said again. Sorry, I was reading something.
You know something I want, but put bluntly, I'd rather us work together a little bit first. I don't think either of us are too keen on expecting a dagger in the back.
And this is something I just caught in the details. You all hear a response telepathically from her. And so she would have been able to respond to you, Saphir, but narratively, let's just say she was just trying to feel you all up a little bit more and get a read. But since you're being so aloof to the fact, she does project to you all of you telepathically. Now, who are you and what the fuck do you want? I ain't working for anybody and I have no idea what they want. They've come all the way here at the River's End and they're gonna fucking try and butter me up with some fucking booze. Now, who are you? What do you want from me? You're right. Stabbing the back is a concern. I don't know you.
Right. Well, I'm just going to throw away any secrecy about it. Especially because you seem to be keen on staying here.
That's right.
You still got some friends on the outside. They're keen on making sure the contents of the vault are given to whoever, well, to themselves, at least partially, but I believe if we can work together, we can make sure that some of it goes exactly where you desire, rather than them. If they are not the same desire.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 15.
I should have known you were here about the fucking vault. You're not the first agents. I don't know who sent you. But are you trying to tell me that you'll fuck over the axe breakers?
What was the last part?
That you'll fuck over the axe breakers? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're insinuating that, like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would help
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure it goes where she wants it to go.
I'm all for screwing over anyone who needs screwing over. Of course, we can't operate for free, and that's part of why we're coming directly to you for this. Our employer is working for the Axe Breakers, but I believe that much money, it can't be ignored. Sooner or later, they're going to find a way to that, with or without your help. But with your help,
They're not getting in
we
there
might
without
reach it first.
anything. That's the strongest, most impenetrable door that anyone's ever fucking made. They would balk at the idea of how much gold I spent on that vault.
Any key can eventually be found, any code can eventually be broken. It may be 500 generations down the line, but you and I both know that eventually they can get in. But if we can beat them to it, and more importantly, without them noticing, well then, we can lock it back up, walk away, meet with our contact, and as the vault so graciously opens before them, magically untampered, and they see that you've already dealt with all of the money inside.
All right. So, let me cut to the chase. I have contacts all over the Sword Coast. You're standing in the middle of my information hub. This is where I send orders, and they're operated, and they're fallen through by my people. I'm willing to work with you if what you're saying is true. That you'll move the contents of that vault before the axe breakers can get their grubby little paws on it. Namely to my organization. We've been waiting for an opportunity. It looks like an opportunity has walked up to me here. If you don't, if you go through my arrangements and you do not move it, you'll have my organization on your heels. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Either way, we piss off a very powerful hidden organization. I just prefer the ones that, let's just say, I'd rather work with the ones where I can be rather certain I can have some level of trust, even if that trust is simply that I know their leader is in a specific spot whenever I think of it. The others, far too secretive for my tastes, far too good at the trade.
The others.
Are employers.
Is
I
the
expect
Axebreakers
a dagger
hiring,
in the
or
back.
is this somebody else?
Third party.
Mhm.
I'm expecting this third party to stab us in the back and take our share. If I work with you, well, you're giving us access to the safe. You're already trusting us quite a bit. I have less reason to believe that your agents would do exactly what the others I expect would. You're the safer bet here, and we all still walk out rich.
All right. I'll work with you. Just know if you cross me and my people, we'll hunt you to the ends of the earth. You'll need a key, right, to get into the vault. I can tell you where that key is if you do me a favor.
Name it.
I need prisoner logs. They're in the warden's office. Bring them to me. Bring me a copy of them. Whatever it is. And I'll tell you where the key is.
Any specific time frame you're looking at? It would be easier if I could take just a page rather than the entire book.
I need the whole prisoner log. We'll return it when I'm done with it.
I believe that can be arranged.
Very good. Bring me the prisoner logs from the warden's office, and I'll tell you where the key is.
Harris is going to give a bow and adieu. See you at the arm wrestling contest.
I look forward to it. It's gonna be great.
Arm wrestling contest. Yeah.
You start hearing as you
Winner
guys-
gets extra gruel.
you hear as you go a lot of the prisoners are getting excited. You already hear like threats and bragging going across. I'm gonna kick your ass, Seabass, and like go fucking, I'm gonna kill you, you fucking bitch. I'm gonna break your arm off and like beat you with it. I'm done. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. They're ready to have an excuse to go about it. Okay.
Got a little bit of prep work I would like to do then, before the thing gets well and truly set off.
All right.
First and foremost, just checking the courtyard and seeing if the warden has something like a balcony overlooking it.
Like the warden's office balcony overlooking it? Is that the question essentially, or just a balcony in general?
The warden's office having some kind of good sightline. Basically, could I reasonably expect the warden to be watching the arm wrestling contest?
So, looking outside, I'll just pull you guys into there, just like so we know what we're talking about. Into the courtyard. You look up, and you know the warden's office is in the thin, narrow central tower that rises up the middle of this big base, right?
Oh,
Yeah. And down below, can you guys see the ping through the shadow? Yeah, I think so. But the warden's office is technically on this level here. Right.
okay.
So you see, unfortunately, there's not, because of the wind elements and such, there is not a window or balcony overlooking it. But there is the tower roof, technically, which is open and exposed and could potentially look down. But would somebody want to go up there in the middle of the freezing cold where you can have your nipples freeze off and look down into the arm wrestling contest? Not necessarily. And it'd be at
This
such a
does
distance, right?
This does give an idea. So, I'm gonna talk my plan through here, if we can get something going. Bring the idea up to Chef Tiny. Hey, the warden, wherever the warden sits, this is the best entertainment that's going to be happening here for a long while. Wherever the warden sits, he's going to want a good meal. So, Tiny, let's get one set up for him. Gives us an in to the warden's office.
Well, the warden, sometimes entertainment, we know, just depends on his mood. Roll an
And
insight
here
check.
is Insight 6. I would like to re-roll using my inspiration.
Cool.
10 on the dot.
10 on the dot. You pick up through his. Don't you have a minimum roll on that, anyways? Right? Or is that?
I don't think it's on Insight. Let me. Actually, I might have it on Insight.
It's
If
like a
so,
secret-
then I.
It's an inquisitive
Yeah, let me
rogue. Right?
features. Eye for deceit. Whenever you make an insight check to determine whether a creature is lying, treat a roll of 7 or lower on the d20 as an 8.
Yeah, so not necessarily lying, but I still think it's I would like that have been loosely could have been applied to this because you're just picking up on a detail. When he says depending on the mood he's in, there's a lot of subcontext there that he's just avoiding. But you do pick up on his connotation there. You're like, there's something odd about the warden and dealing with moods.
What you're saying is all he's got to have is a good drink and he'll be in the mood. Hell yeah. That's my kind of warden.
Do you say that out loud? Is that you responding in RP?
Yes.
No, not necessarily. No. The mood of the warden. Martin is usually very even keeled, pens, perfectly aligned on his desk. On occasion.
So what I'm hearing you say is those plays that the guards have been putting on were his idea. And this just ain't his cup of tea.
Well, let's just say it wasn't Martin's idea, but Vlax was usually the one who likes that kind of entertainment. Vlax, you should know it. The Warden runs a tight ship, but he does have a bit of a condition. He's possessed.
Say what now?
Yes. Warden Martin is possessed by a spirit named Vlax. Once or twice a day, about an hour or two. They get along well enough, but when Vlax is in control, it's no longer the Warden. Let's just say that much. And we don't.
A couple of times a day, he just has to let his inner child out. I know, I get you.
No, it's literally a ghost.
Well, I still get the idea. So, what you're saying is, if the Warden wants to appreciate this here entertainment, then we just gotta find out, we gotta get it ready, happen at the drop of a hat. And the second we know that the Warden right there is having that Vlakith guy, have his time in the
God, not
spotlight.
Vlakith. No, not Vlakith. It's not. Oh God, no. Even I know who Vlakith is. No. Vlax.
Vlax.
Yeah.
Vlax. Once we know Vlax is, piloting the ship or whatever.
You're probably
Just
more amenable to
have a-
entertainment, yes.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well,
Yeah, but-
it's kind of such a shame. We got all this set up and the Warden ain't even going to be able to enjoy it. Well,
if you
maybe.
we could, speak to the Warden. He and Vlax get along very well, and if Vlax wants to be entertained, maybe the Martin will sometimes,
Yeah, it's easier to live in a spot. I lived with my cousin in one of them little huts next to Baldur's Gate for a little bit, and yeah, we got along pretty well, but every now and then we just had to kick one or the other out so that way we could have some time to enjoy what we enjoyed that the other one didn't. Like this one time with the fire eaters, my cousin was not happy when he walked in.
Oh. What happened?
Well, that's why it's important to get to kind of plan these things out and get the other person's knowledge and consent first. Because, let's just say he blames me for them mental scars instead of himself for not knocking. But point being, if we get this, if we tell the Warden, now's a perfect opportunity to let this other guy have his time, have a bit of release of how he wants to have fun, then he'll hopefully probably just say, you know what, I'll take a nap for a little bit, let this other guy run around, do what he wants, and they'll all be happy.
Yes. I would say there's a possibility that you'll be able to speak to the Warden, but, the Warden likes to let Vlax out for a walk. Don't tell him I said that. They're actually, friends, and you're not treated like a man, but please don't say I said that. But when things are quiet, Warden does take his duties very seriously, and if there's a bit of an uproar going on with some contest, and he might want to be in control during that. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that's why we made sure to put down the rules. If you start a fight or anything like that, then you're out, buddy. This is good old clean arm wrestling. This is for the show, not for driving up the cost of the medicine around here. I mean, you know how hard it is to get that shit up here? That boat was friggin' cold.
Oh, yes. Let's go. Have you lost a nipple yet? Or no,
Nah, but I think it's holding on by a hair.
You're just so funny. I'm so full of wisdom too. I forgot about how wise you are. I mean, you can speak to the water, you know, but I'm looking forward to entertainment. So, how did that go with the guard or the inmates? Are we on for a bit of entertainment?
Oh yeah, the inmates are absolutely all for it. They love the idea.
Ooh,
You know, some of them are doing it for the that machismo, what they call it.
Machismo.
Just to show that they're the strongest. But a couple of them, I think they're in it for the sport of it. They don't want to do it to be the strongest. They want to be like just real skilled at it. And I think
That's what
I
has
think
led
this is
me
gonna-
to cooking myself. You know, this is the competitive spirit in me. That's why I've become such a great chef, because I'm driven
E-
by competition.
Exactly. You get it. So yeah, would it be all right if we brought a bottle of wine with us to the warden just to say, hey, if you're up for it, can have a little bit of wine to go with it, get yourself a little bit more enjoyment of Vlakis, and
It's Vlax,
Sure.
not Vlakith. Please don't bring her into this. It only gets so complicated. Last time Vlakith was one of my
Sorry,
campaigns, I
I'm just-
destroyed the multiverse. No, God.
yeah, Vlax, just like, if you want to let Vlax out for a little bit, he can enjoy himself that much more.
Mhm.
Get him set up with something nice to snack on, a little bit of wine, and get him pretty much front row seating. We'll probably be able to find him a couple of real good blankets, so he'll even be able to stay what passes for warm out here. And, yeah, I think
Well, roll me a persuasion check at advantage, because I like you so much about the wine.
Alright, there's 15.
15. I mean, you know, taking a wine to Walden is never not accepted. You know, usually takes a glass of wine with his meals, but if we take a bottle of, I'm sure he wouldn't oppose to it. Now, is there
I'm
any
sure
other
he-
forms of entertainment that you all have? I heard some murmuring about a debate. What are we debating?
We're debating how much this man over here owes me. He owes me a considerable amount.
A debate about owed money. Oh. And are we to judge you all in deciding on your fate of the money owing?
Yes, I think that would be fair.
So you want me to judge it? Is that what you're saying?
I think we do need a judge, someone to lay down the law, right? Once and for all.
Now,
Who is deserving of the money?
and will there be a table or like a raised place for me to sit as a judge upon this?
Yes. Mr.
Oh.
Shelf and I will be on a platform. Two opposing sides. We will be in need of a moderator.
How about this? I'll be the moderator. You all know about the counselors. There's literally counselors here to listen to people talk about who they are and where they came from and that they're changed people. We can invite the counselors out here for a little bit of fun, and they can sit about and we can have a little bit of this discussion and debate, and then they can pass judgment and I can mediate, perhaps.
I think that's splendid. Mr. Shelf, what's your verdict?
I've never met this man in my life.
Oh, don't start the debate now.
I don't know who he is.
You're
You
practicing.
son of a bitch. You bastard.
we'll get a debate about old money. That's always going to. If you guys made it look bloody, that would probably go for really well with inmates. But you do you whatever you take, you'll debate wherever you want, and then we can wrap it up with an arm wrestling contest amongst the prisoners. Oh, this is exciting! Are there any other forms of entertainment we want to have during this?
I mean, I think the star of the show might just be you, Chef.
What? How could I be the star of the show? Wait, are you saying I should cook something?
Exactly.
Ooh.
We were offering just a bowl of gruel to the winner of the arm wrestling contest, but hear me out. I know this is a fair bit of work, given how much effort you put into this, how much of your heart and soul I know you put into what you do.
I should bring books. Some of my cookbooks.
Bring a couple, have it be a nice meet and greet with the fans of yours, but if we get you set up with like a nice fire here, you can start making some food out here, and I think this might be a good chance to let's just say grease the wheels a little. These guards get paid.
I should do a barbecue.
Absolutely. You have it as an opportunity to really be able to, show off your skills. I mean, cooking.
I love it.
Cooking the same, well, not the same gruel all day, but it's similar enough that I understand it's probably getting a little boring. Having this as an opportunity to try brand new things or things that you hadn't done in a while, like that's.
Imagine the torture of the prisoners when they smell the barbecue and then they have to watch the guards eat the barbecue. Oh, that would be lovely. That's how you do it. That is my cookbook 101, how to cook to torture the prisoners.
Oh, yeah, and also Chapter 4, turning a profit at your enemy's expense. Because these guards...
my book. Oh, my goodness.
Because these guards, keep in mind, they get paid. Who's to say that they ain't gonna kick in a little bit extra for some nicer spices?
Oh, so I should charge for the barbecue. Yes.
I wouldn't say charge all of them for all of the barbecue, but make them basic barbecue free. But the good stuff, you hold back for a little bit of extra.
Everyone gets gruel, but if you want barbecue, you must pay.
Exactly, and it ain't like the prisoners have got the money. They ain't gonna be able to pay for it, so they'll still get tortured.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I see it now. Yes, we'll speak to the warden. Before I was gonna say we'll freeze our nipples off, but we need to turn the heat up out in the courtyard, and because I'm not going out into that bloody weather. But we need to get the barbecue going outside and get the proper experience of the open air. You can't have a proper barbecue inside. You have to have the open air.
Of course, and since the guards are the only ones that's going to be eating the barbecue, the guards are going to be the only ones near your nice, like I said, relatively warm for the area fire.
Yes.
They'll be enjoying themselves while them there inmates are getting frostbite next to the arm wrestling.
Alright, so we need to get a debate stage set up, we need to get a barbecue stage set up, and then upon the debate stage, then we can transition to the arm wrestling contest. Does that sound about right?
Is there going to be a pony, too?
A pony! Oh no, I'm gonna have to kill the pony for the barbecue, unfortunately. There's not too many live animals, so that pony's got to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the guards won't miss him. I mean, after all, frozen wasteland, a pony won't survive trying to ride it on the way to another town anyway.
They're here just for morale. But now, it'll be much better morale if we barbecue the pony. Yes. What should we call this day of celebration? Chef Tiny's day of gruel? The Tiny Town's fun and games?
A trip to Tiny Town.
A trip to Tiny. You're so clever and funny and full of ideas. You're so full of much more life and spirit than the other cooks here. Yes, I'm talking about you, Jason. You son of a bitch, you're boring. Be more like them. Very well. All right. Well, we've got a lot to do. We need a second batch of gruel going right now, Jason. Get back to work, you daisy son of a bitch. I mean, he starts going and getting logistics ready.
Well,
Okay.
all right.
All right. What'd you call it? I already forgot. Tiny's
The trip to Tiny's Town.
Trip to Tiny Town. Trip to Tiny's Town. Hope you guys
Sit
are ready
next
for
door to Flavor Town.
Exactly what I was going for.
Have I mentioned he's got frosted tips? Okay. All right.
Unfortunately for him, it's more from the weather than hair dye.
Hey, right. Frosted. As I said, you have y'all so funny. Sorry. I'm really getting into him way too hard. Okay, so we have Trip to Tiny's Town coming up the next day? That day? So is there anything you guys want to do in preparation for that? We're going to have a debate. There's going to be a barbecue. There's going to be gruel and arm wrestling contest. And everyone's invited. I guess there will be a moment for you to try and smooth talk the warden to come down as Vlax.
Yep.
Any other preparations for that? I hope my debaters are ready.
So, first off, they're masterful, and second off, I will be taking one of my signed copies of Tiny's cookbook, and I will carefully separate the inside from the binding so that the pages are still all there and it'll close and it'll look right, but I can slide out the pages as one big block, and the idea being, once we go and tell the warden that the time is up, ready to go to courtyard for all this excitement, I'll just try and sneak off to his office, do the same thing with the prisoner log, swap the pages, so that way it looks like the prisoner log is still there in its original thing, but in reality, it's Tiny's cookbook. And I take the prisoner log in Tiny's cookbook's binding, so it looks like Tiny's cookbook.
What
No, that kind of implicates the kitchen.
True, but that's if he finds out. Because the alternative is I just take the entire book, or I try to copy it as much as possible. But since they need the entire thing, I don't think I'm going to have the time to copy it all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'd say let's take a 10-minute and then come back and jump into execution on some of the stuff. That sound good?
Yahoo!
Oh, yahoo!
Sounds good.
All right. I'm just gonna say top of the hour. Let's get back at 9 o'clock. Break. Sound off. We got
No.
JP. Got Riley. We got Jeff.
I'm here. I don't know if JP is.
Yeah, so far no JP or Jeff yet.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hear me now? I've been talking.
Yes.
I just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to.
We hear you now. Now just waiting on JP. This is random. I mean, this will apply to anyone, but Jeff, my week is free, so I'm last minute camping at Fort Clinch Wednesday night and Thursday night. Wednesday night's obviously gonna be fucking butt cold, but Thursday, like JP, I invited him out, even if he just came and hung out around the fire for a little bit before heading home. So if anybody wants to join me at Fort Clinch in Fernandina for a little bit of forest fire time, people are invited. I'm just gonna be chilling.
Oh yeah, I might actually take you up on that.
I was gonna go to Calum. I was like, no, let's do something a little bit closer, so that people could come and hang if they wanted.
Been at Fort Clinch in like 15 years.
Yeah, I've been itching to go out there and like do some day hiking and stuff, and also camping. So I was like, I might as well go. Like Misha will be staying home, and it'll just be me. So JP, I invited Jeff to hang out Thursday too. He says he might do that. So
I might actually sleep over if there's room for another tent.
yeah, there 100% could be. I have a big tent that could definitely double people up if need be, and JP's not sure if he's gonna camp, and Fort Clinch does say you can do 2 sites or 2 tents a site. I don't think they have tent pads because my tent's pretty big now, but yeah. I'll be there Wednesday night for show, freezing my butt off. But okay,
Yeah, I think I'll skip Wednesday, but
yeah, 100%. I just want to be able to get out there and enjoy all day Thursday. Hell yeah, awesome. Cool. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Are my debaters ready? I don't know how much you guys actually want to get into that, but you'll have that opportunity, or you can just boil it down to rolls. All right, so trip to Tiny's Town is coming up. We still need to do a warden check and then the other preparations you guys want to do. So let's go ahead and do the warden stuff. Because you want to, so lunchtime comes around, right? And Tiny's going to be taking up the warden's food. So it sounds like you want to tag along there, tax collector.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to see the look on that there warden's face when we get Vlax's, his invitation.
This is random, but I'm assuming you're just in a different room or something, but your mic sounds different.
No. However, I
It sounds
did
like it's-
accidentally set it up.
Okay.
There you
yeah,
go,
that sounds
that's
much
better.
Yep. There it is. Excellent. So you're going up with Tiny. So you grab the food, and I like putting this into perspective. So give me 1 second, because I'm actually gonna have you token-wise go up and see what you see on map. See what you see on map.
What I see?
Get out. Christmas is over.
Yeah.
I kid. A star, a star. All right, you smell the barracks before you get to the barracks. I'm gonna put it that way. Where's your token? You guys might want to make sure you can see the far south as the tax collector and Tiny take the food up to the warden. Because I'm dropping you into the barracks.
Oh dear.
That's how many off-duty guards there are at any time.
Thankfully, I imagine very many of them are asleep.
Yep, some are asleep, some are lounging, some are in their PJs, some are stark naked, some are gambling, some are drinking, some are eating, some are scribbling, some are reading. As I walk through, they're like, the cat called Tiny on his way through. He's like, what do you got for him today, Tiny? I'm like, stuffed potato cabbage. And as you were walking through, it was like, so we heard some rumors. We heard that there's gonna be a bit of a contest and some entertainment. Well, yes, we're gonna be putting on a little bit of a show, and I've got a special treat for all of you. You've all been so kind to me that I've put together a bit of a barbecue. We're calling it Trip to Tiny Town. And I'm like, barbecue. But we don't have to RP all that up. They get very excited about the idea of barbecue, entertainment, etc., etc. But you walk through without any issues. You come up here to this room. This is the room where the famous Jonathan through the window scene happens in the movie. This is the where what is? Something is warped on my battle map, I think. What is that? Sorry, there's like little details behind the table. I don't even know what that is. Maybe there's supposed to be like flags representing the different cities of the Sword Coast that are like technically represented here. I don't know what these little things are. I'm gonna guess that's what that is. But this is where prisoners come up for review from the Council of Absolution, and you step into here. Oops, I just realized I don't have a warden token down. So let me grab something.
I'm still seeing just the courtyard. Anybody else?
Down south.
It's a tower.
South.
I can see it.
I see it. There we go.
Yeah. Did you see the guard room then? Here, let me drop them back. This is how many guards there are.
Oh, snap. Yeah, that's good to know.
Boop. Let me just grab a token real quick for that there warden. I've got to have a generic old man somewhere. You know what? I like dropping cameos because also we'll make Tingles the token for the warden. You and Tiny, there's a knock, and you see the arcane door like shimmer as it's unlocked, and you hear, "Come in." Door opens up. You step in, and you meet the warden for the first time ever. Warden Martin.
I got a little bit of tingly feeling.
Those are probably the arcane wards we have around the prison. You seem to be a new face. Welcome aboard. It's unusual for you to bring someone up with you, though, Tiny. May I help you? No, yes, well, I'm training. I don't remember what you introduced yourself to me, because I know you're not the tax collector of Phillips. And I know I've asked you this like 5 times, but I don't remember. But this is...
I'm Viserick.
This is Viserick. He is one of our new up-and-coming cooks down in the kitchen, and I'm showing him the ropes in case any day I might be sick or anything like that. You might see his face. How long have you been here, Viserick?
Yeah, a couple of days.
You're already in the good favors of Chef Tiny.
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll me a deception check, please.
Deception. 17. Or 18, sorry.
Where's Chef Tiny? Let's just bring him in to complete the scene. Boop. Boop. Very good. It's been a while since we've had some folks here to show some enthusiasm, as it were. Well, welcome aboard, Isaac. I hope you enjoy your stay here, though brief, at Revel's End. The potatoes look amazing, per usual, Tiny. Thank you. What is this I've been hearing about entertainment?
Yeah.
Viceroy, go ahead, Viceroy. It was a part of his ideas. I'll let the lad speak.
Yeah, Chef here had a pretty darn good idea. I kind of just rolled with it. It's kind of just there's not a lot to do here, so I thought, what if we made just an extra bowl of gruel, set it aside, told the prisoners, hey, arm wrestling contest, winner gets the bowl of gruel. And then that just kind of snowballed, and now we got Chef here doing the barbecue out there for the guards, and apparently also some debate between a couple of the other cooks. And they're looking for someone to act as the mediator, judge something or other.
I'd like you to roll a persuasion check at advantage to convince the warden that this is a good idea.
Persuasion at advantage. Oh! 7.
I'm on the wrong channel. I don't think this is a good idea, Tiny. There's... Some of the prisoners have been a little violent lately, and putting them out in the courtyard in the elements might make things a little too volatile. Though barbecue for the guards do sound good. They've been working extra hard, and that might be something we can arrange. Though perhaps in the elements is not the best idea. You can perhaps... Well, yes, Warden, what? I understand your hesitation on the matter. It is your prerogative, of course. But there's going to be a debate between two of our cooks. And frankly, I think you would be very curious and excited to perhaps hear this debate. There's something very presidential about the two of them. I think they might get political. At the word political, you see the warden's eyebrow go up. And you see on his bookshelf there's a lot of books about politics, essentially. Political science.
Yeah, I think one of them, Congenity, he said he was a president or something. I forget exactly what, but him and Shelf, I think it was, they were planning on having some sort of debate after all of the arm wrestling was done, or maybe it was before, I forget the order, but they wanted to, like I said, they wanted a debate, President Congenity, and I don't know what Shelf is, but I think he's kind of important in whatever circle he's in.
And they're here as cooks. Curious. Alright, you get a fresh persuasion check, but this is a straight roll. You're leaning hard.
22.
I was like, you're leaning hard on the goodwill you've established with Tiny, but they're paying off. A debate. You see there'd be politics involved. I think so. One of them did mention something about presidentialism or something. I don't know. Don't pretend I don't understand that word is. Yeah, president is an archaic word. You don't find too many of them in this world, but in our lands. All right. I'll allow it. But for the arm wrestling, I'll probably let Vlax out for during that duration. I'm more of good friends with Vlax, Warden. So if that's what you would like to do, that's, he's welcome. That's trip to Tiny's Town. Is not really what you're naming it. Well, yes, I was going to have, my book, which you still haven't gone back to me about. And, sorry, I haven't had time, Tiny. I haven't really got a chance to review your cookbook. I apologize. Yes, well, I'm going to do a bit of a book signing, and spread the word amongst the gods and such. Yes, you've been spreading the word a lot amongst the gods with your books. Yeah, that's fine. Very well. And when do you expect to do this? Today. We've already got the gruel going. Oh, you started on it without talking to me first, Tiny. Yes. Oh, but you know how it is. Well, very well. Make the arrangements. Perhaps we'll do this just 2 hours before sunset. During their normal walkabouts in the courtyard. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, Warden. Thank you very much. Yes, sounds good. All right. Viscount, Vicious, whatever your name is, out. Come along.
Alrighty, I'm just plumb pleased that you're gonna be having fun with us, Warden. Thank you for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Very much. And he just immediately looks down and starts filling out more paperwork. I'll give the C for free. There's a very obvious, filing cabinet system in there. You do see different things like invoices, et cetera, et cetera. You do see, filing cabinet that's just clearly labeled prisoner logs. All right. Assuming you head back down.
Yep.
It's the big day, or the big hour, where everyone's out in the courtyard. I'm not going to move every single token on this map in there because that would be fucking crazy. Because there's a lot. Not all the guards are here, but the normal crew's still doing their. But you hear that with a 2-hour duration, they'll be able to rotate. 2 shifts will rotate on the hour, so that those on duty can come out and enjoy the barbecue and such. Okay. What is your let me start with this though. What is your main goal as players during this? To create chaos, right? And distraction?
Yeah, my ultimate goal is continue with the prep work that I did with the book and all that. I'm wanting to sneak up. Well, not really sneak, more get up to the warden's office when it's about time for the thing, and then just kind of sneakily hang back so that I can rifle through the prisoner logs and get what I need.
Sorry, you say hang back. You're expecting to be up there with somebody?
Well, I imagine it would be go up there, tell the warden, hey, things are about to start. Now's the time if you want to let Vlax out. And once he does, I'm hoping Vlax will be significantly less observant, and I can just kind of hang back and start rifling through things.
Okay. Roll a
What if
Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
I
other
go
people,
with
please jump
you?
in. Yep.
and I can make you invisible right before we head out or something, and you can hang back?
Oh, so I can go up with you, and you can be the one to tell the warden, and then I'll just, as the doors close in behind you guys, I'll just walk right in behind you guys as I'm still
That's
invisible. Right. So I would be doing stealth stuff, you would be doing distraction.
Yep. And concentrating on you staying invisible for an hour.
Yeah. Which an hour is going to be a good amount of time for this.
I assume Shelf and Khan are also part of the distraction.
It sounds like you guys will be the heart of the distraction with the debate, maybe. That's point.
Yeah.
If I mean, I'm seeing out loud as the DM for the narrative. You guys tell me what you do. 100%. Okay. Does anybody else? You guys want to keep talking? Players, Justin, JP, you comfortable with the flow and your roles and all of this?
I mean, I'm just gonna say a bunch of dumb shit. YouTube with debate, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Things are being set up. Guards. There is a barbecue pit going. It's hot and spicy. There's a table set up with 2 music stands for some reason. Where there's a music stand and a prison, you're not exactly sure, but that's what they're using as podiums for the 2 debaters. Yeah, there's like a makeshift, really shitty little potato sack with someone painted "Trip to Tiny's Town" on it, hanging up over behind it. And then you see like order of festivities, barbecue for guards, debate, presidential debate, and then arm wrestling contest after that. So the guards are all starting to mingle out and whatnot. All right, I think we're about ready. I'm going to go speak to the warden, and I'll let him know that we're ready for his presence. All right, keep everything going. Make sure the fire...
No.
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
Shift, that barbecue is integral to the enjoyment of this thing. I think you need to be here to make sure that thing is nice and babied. Saphir and I can handle this. I've already been up there. The warden knows my face.
Well, you're right, but you've never gone unattended, but roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 14.
All right. Okay, well, only one of you need to go. You don't. Both of you need to go. I need all hands on deck. I don't need to lose too much of my staff. We need to keep the fire going. Saphir, this is a space for you to try and convince him to allow you to go.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But now, Tiny. Oh, what happens when Vax comes out? What's that all about? It wasn't Vax; it was something else.
It's flax. It's
Vax.
like a flax seed, but with a V. Well, he's just more jovial, a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more of a jester, I guess, versus the more serious of the warden.
But what I'm getting at is he gonna recognize my man here, or is he, a different person altogether?
It's a possession, yes, it's a different person. I don't know, actually. The ghost inside of him, does he see everything that the warden goes through at the same time? I don't know exactly, no, to be honest.
I think it might be best to send 2 of us, just in case,
A little persuasion check. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Thank you for doing so. Natural 20 for 24.
Natural 24.
I get the dragon.
Fine, but please be quick. Quick to both of you. Get along now. All right. The 2 of you can wander off. So, my master debaters, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Ready to defend myself.
Yes. I bet you are. All right then. Well, you hope you're going over your statements and your pros and points and counterpoints and such. Very excited. Don't be afraid to not throw punches either. Everyone will appreciate it. Give into it if you feel like it. Okay. All right, tax collector. Doop. And Saphir, the 2 of you are wandering through. You pass through the barracks. I'll move you guys to the barracks. You're unattended without him, though, so you are stopped.
Oh yes,
me,
we're. Yes.
you're not allowed upstairs.
We were sent by Tiny to get the warden.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Yeah, arm wrestling's about to start. We need to get on up there and let him know before he starts missing any of it.
Oh, the barbecue. All right, I can smell the barbecue on you. Roll a persuasion check. One of you, make sure one of you claim it.
I got it already, and it's a 12.
Well, all right, go on and go upstairs.
I would like to say we did get the approval for the bottle of wine.
I thought you brought that up originally.
I thought that we were going to be bringing him down at the very first one, if that's how we want to be it then already.
Or no, I'm
But
sorry. No. What's your intention with the wine? Just tell me what your intention is.
I was hoping I could stealthily pour in the filter of love into it before bringing it up. Basically, drug the wine with the filter of love so that when Flax is out, then he's presumably gonna drink a little bit and he's gonna have a nice and happy time with the first person he lays eyes on.
Excellent. All right, so you step up. Let's say you guys make it up. You're in the council chambers.
I will hand the bottle to Saphir, and...
You ready to go invisible, mate?
Oh, yeah.
Grab you and say the magic words and shabba-doo.
Shabba-dee-doo, shabba-dee-da.
Give it a beep,
Alright.
bop.
I will record that spell slot. I do not forget.
Let's put a potion symbol on you. You know, ninja. Oh, there's the ninja. Wait, turn off.
My imp is invisible nearby as well.
Your imp is invisible nearby as well, you said.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Holy music. Holy music. Holding on that music. Holy music. Holy music. Holding on that music. Okie dokie. All right. You have a bottle of wine. It sounds like you put a filter of love into it. The
Yep.
tax collector is invisible. Saphir, you have the bottle. What would you like to do?
I'll knock on the door. Warden.
Yes, one moment. And the arcane ward drops. Zoom. Can I help you?
Yeah, so the kitchen is backed up with the event, and I was just sent to bring you along. It's barbecue time. Oh, and we've got a special gift for you.
What's the
I'll
gift?
hand over the bottle of wine. This one was brought over fresh the other day from the mainland.
All right, I'd like you to roll a deception
It's
check.
good vintage. 30, 20.
Very 20. All right.
I was just outside, and
you
it's
set it
not
over
as
here.
cold as it usually is.
Yes. You can just set it to the side there and put it on the table. Thank you. You must be in one of the other cooks. Things have
Yeah.
grown very comfortable with you all. It's unusual. All right. All right. I'm on my way.
Awesome. I was hoping, I could escort you down.
Sure, that's fine. All right.
Get to know you a little.
Tax collector, make a stealth roll. And this will be a straight roll, not advantage, because you'll essentially be trying to slide in as the door closes with the arcane lock, I think, if that's how you're positioning your token. So this will be just a straight roll. Contested against his perception.
At this point, if Saphir is actually, like, holding the door open, I could sneak in while he's talking to the warden before the door is even beginning to close.
Okay, do a stealth check. Still a
Alrighty.
straight roll. Yep. Stealth check.
22.
22. All right, this one is contested against his perception. So here we go. I think he can just not roll a natural 20. That's the only thing he can roll. So, boom. Very well. Come along. Thank you. Oops, you're the tax collector. Tinkle's token, and he steps out. All right, Saphir, you're walking him down.
How long have you been the warden here?
5 years now. Yes. All right.
Seems to be a pretty tight ship.
Two of you walk down into the guards room. Warden? Wait a minute.
Yeah, we didn't think about this part.
Sir,
Yeah. Is there a way I can really quickly just grab a massive handful of them, shove them in the bookcase thing? The not quite hollowed out book, but you get the thing. The spine of the book and all that cover.
the filing cabinets are locked. There would be a thieves' tool check.
Oh.
And the DC is not 10.
Well, I'm at least proficient with thieves' tools, so.
Yep, proficiency plus dexterity.
What was that?
Roll a dexterity check and then add your proficiency.
Natural 20, so 24 plus proficiency 26.
The DC was 20. Okay, so you start working on it. With a nat 20, you are quick, and as soon as the doors close, you're over, and it's a simple filing cabinet. Ding, 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 click, and your hands are in there. So you have the prisoner logs. So what would you like to do exactly with that? With these?
So, just like I said earlier, I've got a copy of the cookbook with me, where I've already separated the pages from the binding. So I'm just going to take an equal number of pages, like roughly equal, because I don't have much time. Just going to take that equal number, swap the prisoner logs with some of the pages from the cookbook, and then put those prisoner logs in where the pages of the cookbook used to be in the book, and then just close it up nice and pretty. And as long as the warden doesn't look specifically at the prisoner logs, he hopefully shouldn't notice a thing.
Excellent. All right, let's cut back over. Sir, or where's the other one? What do you mean, another one, Richard? The other cook. There's
Other cook? What are you talking about?
there's two cooks came up here and then went upstairs. No, there's only one, Richard.
Are you sure you haven't been hitting the bottle a little early? I saw you
No,
down at the barbecue earlier. You know, you shifts on, 2 hours on, 2 hours off.
I wasn't down at the barbecue. And I haven't been drinking. Roll a deception check.
This is gonna go
This
poorly.
is contested
Oof.
against the warden's insight.
The 12.
12. Oh, that one. Richard, have you been drinking again? No. Richard, are you lying to me? Yes. Did you really see two cooks come up here? I thought I did. Warden walks over to him and sniffs him. After today's festivities, you and I are going to talk. This is the third time. Yes, Warden.
I feel bad for Richard.
What'd you say?
I feel bad for Richard.
Yeah, I know. You got that fucker fired. Maybe fired. Most likely fired. Yes, Warden. All right. Down we go. Doop, 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 doop.
What the rest of you? Come on down to the cookout.
It's time! It's time! 50 dudes go walking down to the courtyard. All right. Before we get to the courtyard, what are you doing, tax collector?
Ooh. I am gonna close up that cabinet nice and tight, make sure it's locked, and using the ability to shut off those arcane locks with the power, the mind thingy, the crystal that we absorbed. I'm just gonna, waltz on out of the office, and down, and my hope was that I would be able to do so as the guards were going down and out, so that I could kind of sneak in immediately behind them and out for the observation post. And
all right, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Alrighty. Another nat 20. 28.
I won't even roll. You sneak out into, as the tail end of, in the last few guards are getting their things, heading down. Richard guard is still there as you kind of pass through and pass by, and down you go. Doop, 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 doop. All right, my master debaters. The two of you are up on stage, or I don't know what your characters are doing, but the debate's going to be starting soon. The barbecue's happening, and you see as the guards start filing out and start getting situated. And then one of the guards comes up to you. Hey, my name's Marcus. What are you guys debating about today?
I'm here to finally settle the fact that this man, Shelf, has not honored his commitment to pay me what he owes me.
All right. We might be able to work on the odds on that. You look kind of trustworthy. All right, I'll get to some gambling going. Good luck with your debate. He kind of walks off. Yes, a guard is milling in. Tiny is passing out barbecue, getting ready, and then Manacled, another set of guards, starts. I'll bring this prisoner 13 out to represent the guards or the inmates are out here in the courtyard now. Yep, so everyone's filing out. Barbecue's being sent out. Prisoners are pretty disgruntled and unhappy that there's wonderfully smelling barbecue happening, and they're not getting any of it. They're literally being mentally tortured right now. But it's up to you how much the two of you want to do it. You do whatever you want. You can just say, yeah, we debate and move on. But Tiny gets up on stage. All right, everyone. All right, quiet down. Yes, I know the barbecue is amazing. You don't have to tell me that. So, we have some entertainment for you all today, but... thank you for our counselors. Let me bring the counselors out, because they're setting up as the judge and the judges for this. there's only 3 on site. So there's like a little table with 3 of them, like near the barbecue fire, and they've got plates of barbecue and banana pudding with them and stuff. Because it's not barbecue in the South without banana pudding. All right. So, we honored guests, we have a bit of a show for you today. This here is Khan and this is Shelf. They are going to debate. Khan's goal is to, Shelf apparently, according to Khan, owes him money. And that will be up to the councilors to decide if that is the case or not. So, and then after that, we'll get to the arm wrestling portion. And then you all will get your special gruel, whoever wins. Just one of you, though, not all of you. Gruel by Shelf. And you hear, like, murmuring around the inmates, though they're disgruntled. This is, sorry, that nat 20 on the porridge roll is still, like, carrying so much of the narrative you hear. Man, that porridge was fucking good. If that's it, that porridge, man, I want that fucking porridge. I'm gonna try extra hard for that fucking oatmeal. All right, I'll be the moderator between the two of you. So, shall we begin?
Yeah, I believe it's time.
I like to think Shelf has like a few papers that are like just, it's like tiny hands with these tiny papers. Shuffles through them. I have never met this man in my life. I don't know how much I apparently owe him, but I wasn't there when it was borrowed. And if I was, I didn't do it. And if I did, it wasn't illegal.
Ooh, interesting. Con, your counterpoint to him either being there or being there not being illegal.
What's the name of the moderator?
I'm Tiny.
Tiny?
Tiny.
Is
Chef.
his name?
But I'm
Yeah,
Chef. That's my honorific, yeah. Don't forget it.
Now, thank you, Tiny. Esteemed members of the council, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to share my case and explain to you all why this man owes me money. As you can see, Mr. Shelf has a lack of decorum, and he simply does not know how to make an opening remark. This makes him untrustworthy. I don't think a man like this should get away with such a crime as to not clearing his debts with those closest to him. Number one, he claims to not know me, but this man has known me for years. Number two, he owes me at least 100 gold coins. And number three, it is because I told him I bet I could have Miss Monroe saying me happy birthday, Mr. President, while coming out of a birthday cake. And I did. And that is why he owes me money.
And Con, how did you go about securing Miss Monroe to do this task for yourself?
A man never kissed and tells.
Well, I mean,
You should not.
Involved. And I'm the moderator. I'm allowed to ask clarifying, inquisitive questions. Don't question my authority.
Respect my authority.
Respect my authority. Answer my clarifying question as a moderator. You do kiss and tell in this court.
You see, Tiny, esteemed members of the court, Miss Monroe and I have somewhat of an ongoing agreement that whenever I get money, she does whatever I want. Now, as you can see, this presents me with quite a conundrum, as I could certainly have more let's say, private time with this woman. If this man would just pay me what he owes me.
Okay. Before I get too much farther, Shelf, roll me a persuasion roll. Con, roll me a persuasion roll. This is your first rolls of this contest. Or deceptions. You have choices between persuasion or just deception.
10. Oh, 7.
Oh, Shelf wins the first battle here. Of those opening remarks and comments. First to 3 wins, boys. Alright, Shelf, your counter-argument to this Miss Monroe betting.
Sorry, is this Shelf?
Is this Shelf's opportunity to counter the Miss Monroe betting comments, or whatever Shelf's going to do? It's Shelf's turn to speak.
Oh, alright. I would never need to borrow 100 gold from this man.
Or to gamble a bit, Mr. Shelf.
I refute this to the very core of my being. I have never gambled. And I don't know this man. His relationship with Miss Monroe is widely known in Neverwinter.
Ooh.
Despite the fact that Mr. Gennady is married.
Like, I would like it to be also known, counselors, and you might not be able to see it from back there, but when Mr. Shelf orates, you should see his jowls up here, and that's quite remarkable, very persuasive. Mr. Kong.
Tiny, esteemed members of the council, thank you again for this opportunity to make my case. I would like to remind Mr. Nixon that he himself may have engaged in certain activities with Miss Monroe, and I would like to also ask that ye who hath no sin cast the first stone. How many of you have never wished to be sung happy birthday by Miss Monroe?
I've always wanted a happy birthday song, but I don't even know when my birthday is.
And finally, the matter of how well Mr. Shelf may or may not know me. I would like to present this sketch that was hand-drawn by a witness that shows Mr. Shelf and myself at the
My brain's automatically imagining just like a kindergarten drawing, right? That's what my brain's
Stick
imagining.
figures
Yeah,
and
stick
crayon.
figures. And one of them has like a shell on. And there's like a birthday cake and over-exaggerated boobs on it.
that shows a surprise, Mr. Shelf. Standing next to me while a certain Miss Monroe comes out of a birthday cake, singing me happy birthday. I'm not sure what other evidence this court needs, but I rest my case.
Alright, go ahead and roll one persuasion check, both of you, please. Or deception checks. Or intimidation checks. Pretty much any charisma check. I prevent this sketch. I love how ridiculous this is.
9.
Okay, Khan comes out with the second victory here.
That was pretty convincing.
Oh man, I got a cramp from that laugh. I would like to ask, are you speaking about that Miss Monroe? The Monroe? the Siren of Neverwinter?
I think the sketch made it quite clear which one I'm speaking of.
Do you corroborate on that, Sheriff? Is this the same Monroe?
Everyone knows about Mr. Kennedy and Mrs. Monroe.
I've heard that once. I heard that he bangs her. So random for- You hear someone in peace speak up. Sorry, I feel like I'm being very disrespectful to the memory of Marilyn Monroe, but you're just like, I banged Monroe myself. Shut up. No, you didn't. Well, I did. Everyone quiet down. Everyone quiet down. Everyone quiet down. We've all heard of this Miss Monroe. I think some of us have posters of her. Some of our. Did you really, Colin?
Well, would I have this sketch if I hadn't?
No, you make a compelling case. I mean, look, everyone pass around the sketch. Go ahead.
I know that sketch is a fake. All evidence of that night was destroyed.
Oh, see? He knows which night I speak of. And he thought all evidence was destroyed. But I hold this in my hand. It is known as the smoking gun.
I love the idea that Shelf is like, he definitely does this with them. He's like, oh, here's evidence that we do. And then you guys are like arguing over that back now. Oh, here, counselors, I'm going to pass this sketch in question around for everyone else's, or for everyone's consideration. I think it's also fair that everyone should see the picture of Miss Monroe. It was like, yeah, just say it. You hear someone's like, titties. And you can pass it back and forth. I really like the details on the cake. Look at that. Yeah, you can tell that's frosting. Oh. I will do that frosting in my prison out later. Pervert. All right, so all right. We're coming to the end of the debate. This is now time for your closing remarks, and whoever rolls highest on this last persuasion check wins the debate. So, any last remarks?
I would like to remind the people of this fair prison and the esteemed members of the council and you, Tiny, that I, your president, will ensure that should there be any more sketches obtained from my extracurricular activities, that they will be shared and shared abundantly. But if you rule in favor of Mr. Shelf, those sketches will be withheld.
One moment, someone's got their hand raised. What is it, Logan? Can you draw more of those pictures and made him put it in the Chef Tiny's cookbook? His book shit, and that would really liven it up. Hey, shut Logan, quiet. But come, you and I need to speak afterwards. Maybe you can put some of these pictures inside the books. But okay, Mr. Shelf, your closing remarks, sir.
If I was there, I didn't borrow the money, and if I borrowed it, it is not illegal to not give it back.
Okay, all right. No,
I admire this prison here, which is why I have come to cook for you, despite the fact that I am not a cook.
All right. We're going to end the session there. Oh, no, he said it.
Should be prisons like this all across the Sword Coast. The Thayans have twice as many prisons as we do. We are suffering from a prison gap.
Goodness.
It became a stump speech, and I'm here for it. Are you There is a lot of
I could go on.
all right. All right. How many of you guards and inmates? How many of you agree with Mr. Korn? You hear like a pretty mixed like, I do. Fuck Korn. He's a crook. He's lying. He doesn't know Monroe. Those titties aren't real. And then you're like. He's right. We need reform in our prison system. I vote for Mr. Shelf. Okay, everyone quiet down. Two of you, I need you to make persuasion checks for me. Oh. Okay. That's
This
pretty
is a fight,
fucking
right?
epic. So, I'll let you guys decide on a tie, quote unquote, and we'll see what that does narratively, or we'll re-roll one more time for a clear winner. I'll let the two of you kind of decide between the two of you guys want a clear winner,
What
maybe
do you wanna do?
end on a weird tie.
If we have a tie, then Shelf is going to fly into a rage.
Okay.
Probably attack Mr. Ginity.
So what happens? Okay, are you okay with a tie, JP?
Just
I think it'd be a
whatever
weird
makes it
narrative
more
beat.
interesting.
Yeah, I've got weird narrative thoughts going in my brain already for a tie. Let's just say the young halfling lady over here, she stands up, one of the counselors of the three that judge you all. I'm going to have to excuse myself from this. I, unfortunately, myself, know Mrs. Monroe. Just friends, though. Just friends. So I don't think I can, good faith, make a judgment upon this. So I will excuse myself from anything. Thank you. He kind of steps on. And then the Dragonborn, two of them are sitting there, you see them like huddle together. And they start kind of yelling and pointing at each other. And then he's like, he has a cook! And I was like, no, he's a fucking, look at this! And they're like holding the piece of paper, and like the Dragonborn's like, look at this! Look at the drawing on this! How can you tell? And then they start like kind of arguing. Okay. And like, the Dragonborn stands up. We unfortunately cannot take an agreement ourselves, so it's a tie! I'm like, oh, and there's like a little bit murmuring. There's like, a tie? No. The titties are real! The titties are real! He owes him money! He owes him money! And they start like, the inmates and the guards are starting to argue and everything like that. Oh, everyone calm down! A tie is fair. That's fair. All right,
A tie!
Yes, a tie.
You had your father pay them off. This poll is rigged.
How am I expected to get my money on a tie?
And Shelf is gonna rage.
Jowls. I'm sorry, I'm projecting. I'm like imagining his jowls,
when he rages, he's gonna.
Sit down, Dick.
So I'm assuming you're both
Yeah,
okay with the
Ryan.
narrative of you just like Shelf, you just like raging and charging Con and like tackling him off the stage or something.
I don't even know what this campaign's about anymore.
You guys are creating a distraction for the things that's already stolen.
Fuck it up.
Are you okay, Con, with that? Are you quite, JP? You
Yeah.
You guys like you just shout,
it's
you start running over. You tackle him off the stage. Prisoner 13 like looks around and it's just like shrugs and then like punches a person, and like all the tension of the split decision as the inmates and guards start fighting. Saphir, you're out here already, right? For this, I like to imagine though, tax collector, you're like coming through the door invisible as like you see Shelf tackling Khan off of that, and you see like all hell just break loose out in the courtyard, and there's a riot between the guards and like the counselors are fighting, the warden's trying to keep things under control. There's just all hell is just breaking loose.
Good opportunity to run those papers to Prisoner 13.
You see Prisoner 13 just like wailing into people. She's like, just takes a guy and throws him off over the side, or like not over the side, but it beats him with her manacles. Not bloody, but just more like enjoying a good toss. You have your distraction.
Yeah. I'm gonna get kind of close to 13, but not close enough to where she can swing at me. And using
Sorry,
thieves.
can I just imagine that Khan and Shelf are literally just brawling and
Yeah,
like
you guys are
yelling
brawling.
at each other.
Yeah.
You motherfucker! Take this!
Tiny's like trying to separate the two of you, and he's like falling and stumbling over himself.
You owe me money! Alright, I'll stop. Riley, I didn't mean to cut you off. Good.
Oh man.
Tax
I'm gonna-
collector, you hear in your head, give me a signal if you want me to drop the invisibility.
I'm going to. I think invisibility might still be good here. I'm gonna get behind the prisoner 13 while she's brawling, but not close enough to get punched if she swings back.
Yeah, go make a dexterity saving throw for me, just like to navigate this, because people don't see you, or like into the middle of a riot, essentially. DC's 10.
15.
Easy enough. Yep. And you're like near her while she just like takes a guy and just whacks him across the face, and he falls on the ground. She's like, motherfucker.
Gonna get behind her and use Thieves' Cant while trying to imitate just like a vague prisoner's voice, but using Thieves' Cant to say,
Oh, like the rubber
behind-
ducky kind of vibe. Because Thieves' Cant's before we established you were doing hand signals, right? So is this Thieves' Cant a verbal Thieves' Cant? I'm totally fine with that. I'm just saying the
Yeah.
narrative. Yeah.
yeah,
Rubber ducky,
verbally,
quiet, you know, kind of thing. Or
yeah,
so I imagine
verbally.
Thieves' Cant, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna use verbal Thieves' Cant while behind her to say, "Hey, we've got the stuff. Now it's right here if you want to collect it now and get it to safety."
Okay. Roll a dex check at advantage. Or no, just make it a stealth check at advantage. Or sleight of hand, your choice.
Stealth
Thanks,
it be for 20. Dirty.
20. All right. Then during all the chaos, the warden's just trying to get things under control. He's keeping an eye on people. He's scouting. So pretty much he needs to roll a nat 20. All right, excellent. You pass the paperwork off to prisoner 13. You just hear, nice, thank you. I'll give it back to you when I'm done.
Just make it fast. There's no telling when he's going to check it.
All right.
But
Create space
if
for
he's
me.
not,
She literally like moves over to the edge in the middle of this riot. Guards are now like, some of the guards were fighting. They're still fighting like over the argument. Yeah, just everyone's just rocking and rolling out here right now. Some of the prisoners are like taking the cue of the confusion, and they're like rushing the doors, and guards are chasing them, and prisoner 13 kind of goes over to a corner and then it starts like reading, like flipping through the paperwork. I'm gonna roll a stealth check on her behalf to do this without like the warden or somebody seeing. Is there anything you want to do to try to assist on that for like a help?
I would like to have Saphir, like as she's walking into the corner, I want to have Saphir drop the invisibility, and then I'll walk up and try to distract the warden so that he doesn't turn around and see her doing that.
Excellent. Okay. I was thinking I had a better, like, just little upbeat music, but nothing too, like, oh, but no, not important. Okay. So you're going over to the warden to create a distraction while Prisoner 13 is doing their thing. Saphir, I'm assuming you drop invisibility, getting that cue from him. You drop it, you appear. Roll a stealth check for me to appear without being seen at advantage in the chaos.
There is a 16.
Okay, still a contested roll. All right. You appear, and then you start creating your distraction. So now I'm going to do a stealth check on Prisoner 13 with your help action.
Oh.
All right, no nat 20 on the warden's part.
Wow.
Oh, that was close. Saphir, just for narrative here, I like to think that you're picking up radio waves, right, through your telepathic ability. You see Prisoner 13 in the corner going through things, and you start hearing like she's broadcasting telepathically to somebody around who knows where, right? You get the impression that it's not anyone here. She's listing off names of the prisoners, right? Numbers, who they are, who they were. And she's just like quickly listing off. And then finally finishes off. It takes a good few minutes for her to just like go, efficiently. But eventually she kind of comes back, or she turns around, and Saphir, you see her, because I'm going to give Saphir the space here to do something narratively. She kind of signals to you because tax collector, you're distracting the warden, kind of, right? So Saphir, you see this. So do you want to do anything with the signal from Prisoner 13?
I will just say in her head, "Are you finished already? Jeez, you gotta get that thing back."
I'm done. Grab it.
Right. Where's the key? Nobody can hear us. Just tell me.
Come over here. And you go over, and one of her tattoos begins to glow. Gonna do this in the cells. It's perfect. And we're gonna do a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. 18.
18. Excellent. And you watch as she's got all these tattoos. One of her tattoos begins to glow, and you notice like in the pattern that wraps her arm, she like rolls her sleeve up, and within the pattern itself, a key-like shape is there, hidden in the pattern. It begins to glow. She reaches down and kind of grabs it and kind of rips, almost like peeling. But then as it kind of comes up, you see it's a key, a golden key, and she slips it to you. And she kind of grabs your hand. Remember your promise. Don't let the axe break.
I remember.
Good luck. And she kind of pushes
You
away,
as well.
goes swinging and kicking. So you have the key, and you have the paperwork. You have the prisoner logs.
I was considering, like, I'm not going to do this, but like I was very tempted to, after I got the key, like peg her with the paper logs. Very tempted.
You
But
tell me.
I will not do that.
Okay.
I'll go back over towards the tax collector.
Yeah, the warden is slowly getting order, barking to the captain of the guards. They're slowly getting things going, but a couple prisoners have definitely broken free out into the to the main areas.
Tell him, I've got the key. Got the papers. Something tells me this is our best shot at getting the papers back, if we're going to do that, or we should plant them somewhere.
Riley.
What was that? Sorry.
I've got the key, got the papers. Now's our shot to plant these papers somewhere. Get them off of our person. Burn them, I don't care.
Ooh, actually,
So,
hold your thought real quick. There's something I forgot about, and I think it's important at this moment. There's like a lockdown sequence that the warden can do. I'm curious to see what that would entail. Give me one moment. This is definitely time for it. Ooh. Oh, that would have been interesting. I'm not going to retroactively, but when the warden puts on the high alert, the warden and all prison guards gain the benefit of sea invisibility. So you fortunately got out of that, as she does, or he does, put the prison in high alert. And which was obvious, right? The guards were already doing that. But you see all this, like all the flames, right? They're not natural lights; they're like the continual flame spell. All the lights around the courtyard, and you can see inside the prison start turning from like an orangish white to red, and then like the guards just go into militaristic mode, and like almost like those that were fighting just immediately hop up, and they start going about business of securing and corralling the prisoners. Johnny's like, all right, we just all get Cooks with me. Con, Sheriff, get off of Con. Come on. Hello.
Come on, guys. We gotta get out of here now and get back to the rooms.
Let's go.
Do you all just collectively head back to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. You all make it in, and the sounds of rioting continue. Like the doors around you go into lockdown, right? Right. Well, I have to say that was entertainment. Though the warden's not going to approve of what happened. We're all going to get fired.
Well, it was nice while it lasted, working with such a famous chef as yourself.
I don't know what I'm going to do. What life do I have outside of these walls? I'm going to rely on my book, and sales have not been good.
Oh, come on, Chef. You're seriously telling me you can't turn this into a story? Chapter 17. Even rotten ingredients have their place. This is gonna be your memoirs.
I would like you to make a persuasion check with a DC is 20. As Chef Tiny is getting a kind of maniacal look.
9.
We were going to entertain, and we created a riot, and my job's done. My job is over. I might be famous, but my book sells. There's no money in authorship. How does it look on my resume? My barbecue. This is all your fault. You came here, you planted these ideas in my brain. No. I won't go down for this. This is your fault. This is all your fault. I'm going to tell the warden that it was all your plans. That you egged me on for this. I will not go down for your tomfoolery. You created a riot.
I'm gonna cast suggestion. Now, Tiny, I think you should just, sleep on it. Everything's gonna be okay.
Okay, 1 moment. Let's look at that. Hold on now. Okay. I will give you this benefit for the narrative that there's no other cook, so there's no sleight of hand here from them. But make a sleight of hand check to not be spotted by Tiny when you do it. I will let you roll at advantage because Tiny is just so is like losing it right now.
All right. First one's a 17. Second one is a dirty 20.
All right. Okay, and then, all right, and so now he'll make a wisdom saving throw.
DC is 14.
Excellent. He's not a very wise person, so 12 is a
Just-
failure.
Just go sleep on it. Just. I think it's been a long night. All a little worked up.
Thanks. Right, maybe I won't be fired. Put the axe. Maybe he'll just blame you all for what happened. And I'll be fine. We'll go through this. Okay. I'm going to go sleep. But you all better prepare yourselves because you're being fired. I'm sure of it. By the warden. We created an incident. Oh, I need to go to sleep.
Now, come now. It ain't gonna be that bad. Let's just get you off to sleep, and in the morning, I'm sure the warden will
You don't know the warden
hear us
like I
out.
do. Someone's getting the axe. But I'm going to
All right. I promise that if the warden truly is that mad, that I will take the blame.
roll a deception check.
I
Deception.
too can assure that
22.
he will take the blame.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was my idea to come up with the arm wrestling competition. I should have realized after a little bit that some things were going to go a little bit haywire, but I didn't expect this, but that don't mean it was right for me to just sit it out and not try to help keep things on track.
I really want to unpack this with you all, but I really feel I need to go to bed. So I'm going to go to bed. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah. Here, let me walk you on down, walk you to your room, just...
It's just right there.
I'm
Just leave me alone! Sorry. He's just very distressed. All right.
Actually, is he in the bunk room with the rest of us?
Yes. Or that's where he stays, right?
Yeah. So,
And all the
yeah,
cooks
I
are
have
in
an
there.
idea.
I will say one of the cooks like, y'all need to get in here. We're on lockdown. We stay in the bunks until they get cleared. So hurry up. But they close the door. You guys are left to your devices in the kitchen at the moment.
Oh, I was gonna see about getting the cookbook from Saphir.
Easy enough.
Yeah, it's yours. So this is
Yeah.
the that's the prisoner log, right?
Yes. And, you know what's the perfect thing to set that with? The other signed copies of his cookbook. Just sandwiched in the middle of it, locked with his lock in my footlocker. Or, well, will be somebody's footlocker at least.
Excellent.
Pinning it on Tiny, huh?
Well, you know, if he really wants us to take the blame, he has to first take responsibility for his own iniquities.
Did you find the key?
And I'll like kind of slide it out of my shirt sleeve. You should have seen it. She peeled it off of like some magic tattoo. It was disgusting and awesome.
Awesome.
So we need the signal and get out of here, right? As soon as lockdown's done.
Mhm. Narratively, all that's going to be very easy, right? Lockdown comes and goes, and you're able to slip off and do the signal. Well, I guess maybe there would be one last check there. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Can I get a short rest before?
Yes, 100%. Yep. Any rests or anything you would like? Yeah, I guess there would be like one stealth check for the night that you all, JP, you don't know this, but it was arranged that when you're ready, that you all have a bullseye lantern that will do like a signal, like a little light signal on the outside on the edge of the cliff, and a little boat's going to come up to a little dock, and you guys are going to sail away with the key or with whatever you had. So let's just boil it down to one last group check of a stealth for you all to kind of get out, and nothing too crazy. The DC will go up one notch to DC 12 just because of the chaos of the day before. Or that day, I should say.
I don't think my rolls are going into the chat, so I'll do it in.
Oh, yours
Discord.
is actually popping up in one of the chats that I closed down earlier.
Yeah, it's popping up in the Murder in Baldur's Gate chat.
Yeah, I
Last
joined
week,
that
too.
to get access to the stuff. Sorry.
That's all good.
What is my stealth roll?
Okay. One failure. Shelf again. It was like a little
Yeah.
jingle, jangle, 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 jangle. All right. And yeah, any last details you guys would like to punctuate this scenes and Revel's End before you, as you're on your way out? This won't be an actual obstacle, right? All of this will work out in your favor. But like Saphir, I like the idea that you're like heading out to the dock and that guard's there. He's like, "Oh, I was wondering if I could run into you." And there was like an awkward moment exchange of like, "Oh yeah, all right, so yeah, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to do that little rendezvous." It's like, "Are you sure?" And you like break his heart on your way out.
I'll write my PO box in Baldur's Gate on his hand.
He's like, "I'll write you, I swear." Did you give him a
Do
real
that,
or
do
a
that.
fake PO box number?
Let's say fake.
Fake, yeah.
Any other time, it would have been real.
Yeah. And you all get out to the cliff. You do your signal. And operating it yourselves, you guys figure out how to do the lift down to the dock, out, and then after a good solid hour out in the freezing cold night, the little ship comes rolling up, and you guys get on it and set sail away from Revel's End, successfully taking the key. is. So, brief narrative epilogue here, right? You all make contact with V, or V makes contact with you when you guys are finally back in Neverwinter. He probably would have left like he probably would give you like a sending stone, to be honest. Like, let me know when you're done and let's reconvene. So, what do you all do? Like, do you actually return him with the key? Do you do your own research into this vault and decide we want it all for ourselves? Do you attempt to follow through your promise to Prisoner 13? What we thinking?
Much did
Tell
the
key
vault
to the highest
contain?
bidder.
3% of the earnings was going to make you very rich.
But
And it's-
25% of the total vault containing per person.
It is the accumulation of a dwarvish clan. You know, like an actual, like, imagine Citadel Fell Bar from Orkfo. The cumulative wealth of, like, a major dwarvish clan there. It's a lot.
I'm not so good at planning. I'll leave this up to somebody else.
Well, Harris, the tax collector, is going to move, and anybody who's not with him is going to miss out. Taking as much as he can for himself. Anybody who comes with gets the equal split.
So,
So you're making an enemy of those that put us in here in the first place.
Our entire job's a risk, after all. So, what's a little more on top?
Yeah, so narratively, let me understand. Tax collector, you want to use the key, track down the vault, go in, and take a healthy hand before then turning in the key for reward, or you just want to take the key and kind of vanish with the contents of the vault?
The other man may not be a crook, but I am.
Okay. Is everyone okay with that for their narrative beat of, so, like, you know, this organization that hired you, you all are essentially, I don't say this disparagingly, it's 100% your narrative, and I like this twist of you all betraying them and just going and taking the vault for yourselves? Any of your characters not take part in this? There's no check. It's whatever you want the narrative to be. So you guys can get scot-free. And obviously there would be like the lingering narrative if we ever wanted to, of like you betraying the Golden Vault and seeing what that could foretell in the future. But otherwise you guys get the vault and get in and are gone. Is that okay?
I'm good
Buy
with
our
it.
own golden vault.
All right. So that's what you guys do. You do that. You steal the vault and blah blah blah. I mean, it's like very much like Gringotts, just underground. This big, crazy, fucking magical warded door. There would have been like dwarf guards and stuff, but I like to imagine you guys do like a very elaborate scheme. With the key, like maintenance working, kind of like heist vibes, and none of them will ever know, right? Like you were able to, because you had the one key that can open this door for 500 years, right? So 500 years later, someone finally breaks into the vault and open it up, and there's just like nothing there. An Axebreaker clan just vanishes. One weird little detail is I would like all of you to roll You choose between a stealth or a deception check. Don't worry about like failing. That's not like you're gonna get caught with this big thing. This is like a silly epilogue moment I want for you guys.
Sorry.
Tax,
What or a what?
Stealth or deception, your choice.
tax collector gets 26.
Excellent. I'm projecting this, but you 100% don't have to do it. But I like the idea. Just maybe there's a little bit of honor amongst you all, or before you do the vault, you do one last little job. You guys get that fucking permit for the guy who paid you for it. And you sneak in or talk your way in or forge it, whatever you want. Also, please know you don't need to take it, but I just feel like it's a funny little detail for you guys to end with, like actually getting the food cart permit after all of that. But again, I'm not forcing that on you, but it's there if you guys want it. Because also you'd be like, that guy doesn't deserve a fucking food cart for literally poisoning people.
Since I'm the one forging the permit, if we do, I'm going to specifically mention in the permit that due to prior businesses of his being shut down for health code violations, he is only allowed to sell like food themed art. Like that, like
Food. What do you mean I'm supposed to do food themed art? I don't know anything about art.
with modern art, you don't need to. Trust me, this is how you make even more money. Food the poor buys, but art, the elite, the rich, they view it as an investment. Plus, this keeps you from getting shut down for health code violations again. This is a business that you can keep long term.
You know, perhaps 2 weeks ago, 2 spans ago, I wouldn't be up for this kind of endeavor, but have you seen what's been going around town? All the rage?
No, I haven't.
Well, there's some... just between us gentlemen, assuming that Sephia is usually in her usual grubby masculine form, there's been a particular drawing going around Neverwinter. A very lewd one. Do you all know who Mrs. Monroe is? Well, between you and me...
No, but I believe Khan is quite familiar with her. He spoke of her often.
Oh. Well, this drawing, if you don't mind me saying, is very crude. Maybe that's what you mean by modern art. It's literally like stick figures, and it looks like a kindergartner drew it, but it is the rage around town. Apparently it's created a riot up in a prison up north, and that's the power of the image. Well, perhaps I could do something similar. Can we get it adjusted to porn cart? Maybe lewd pictures?
That's the beauty of art. Art is merely in the eye of he who beholds it.
Also, I can say, also, this is a picture of 2 pineapples and a banana. But we all know what I'm really saying and what the picture really is. They just use their imaginations.
Yes. Tiefling with 1 horn.
Alright. I'm in. Can I have my permits?
Oh, your permits are already in the office. Just go in day after tomorrow. Let them have a little bit of time to settle between the files that they add tomorrow so that it looks more legitimate.
Very well. Thank you, my friends. What do you call yourselves again? I'm sorry. Are you shushing me?
No, that is our group's name, Kush.
Kish. That's
Kush.
some good kush. All right. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Shell, thank you for not killing me. If that's even your real name. Adieu. And the little food cart guy goes wandering off with a new bright future of lewd child drawings, which is, as those words came out of my mouth, that was inappropriate.
Yeah. Lewd stick figure drawings.
Yes.
Which not likey.
Okay. Anything else? I know it's ending a little early, but I think that felt appropriate. As you guys ride off into the sunsets, rich as can be, appropriate enough for
Hey.
a lot of birthday cakes and a lot of retirement. Never have to work a day in your life.
I still want my money. I haven't forgotten, Shelf.
You guys are literally like sitting in a vault filled with platinum and platinum and platinum, and you're like still saying this to him.
I'm gonna open a hotel. Right on the bank of the Ritter. I'll name it Watergate.
That's the perfect punctuation to the end of it. Which sounds, I love that because it sounds so appropriate for this fucking world in the Sword Coast too, with Waterdeep and all that. Yeah, Watergate. Oh my gosh, perfect.
It's a hotel in Waterdeep.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Watergate. All right, you guys okay if we end that? I'm assuming you're okay with that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.